Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep, deliberate breath. Feel the coolness of the air as it enters your lungs, and then, as you exhale slowly, let it carry away the busyness of your thoughts, the weight of your day. Let that breath mark the beginning of a journey into stillness, where the world outside can fade, only for a few moments, into the soft embrace of now. The hum of life continues around you, yet here, in this moment, there is a space where you can rest and simply be, in a simple kitchen, where the sunlight filters through the window, illuminating dust motes as they dance in warm rays. A woman stands at the sink, cradling a fragile cup in her palm. Its surface is cool and smooth, reflecting the quietude of the room. Warm water flows from the tap, a gentle rush that harmonizes with the distant sounds of life outside a bird's call. The faint rustle of leaves in the breeze, the murmuring of neighbors coming and going. Each sound a note in the symphony of now. As she submerges the cup beneath the water, she feels the first sensation of warmth envelop her fingers, the contrast to the cool porcelain, vibrant against her skin. The water swirls and froths around the cup, carrying with it the echoes of yesterday's laughter, the remnants of a morning meal shared tea, perhaps, or freshly baked bread moments now dissolved into the flow of time. Each rise and fall of the water captures the rhythm of breathing, the expansion and contraction of awareness. She pauses, noticing the bubbles that cling persistently to the sides of the cup, tiny worlds of their own, each one glistening, fragile. There is a lesson here, tucked within the simplicity of this task, the beauty of impermanence, the knowing that each moment, like each bubble, is fleeting. With a soft brush of her sponge, she begins to wash, allowing the task to draw her attention deeper into the present. As the sponge glides over the surface of the cup, a sound emerges, gentle swishing, a soft rhythmic dance of water embracing porcelain. With each stroke, she gives herself over to the experience, surrendering to the simple joy of care. The sponge is firm, yet yielding, a dance partner in this everyday ballet. Her thoughts drift like clouds, occasionally brushing against the radiant focus of the task, but she gently acknowledges them as one might wave goodbye to a passing stranger, allowing them to drift away. The smell of soap, fresh and clean, fills the air, awakening a memory of childhood, bubbles overflowing from a tub, laughter shared, the warmth of family gathered close. She allows that memory to linger, to infuse her present with the lightness of nostalgia. The warmth of the water seeps into her skin, a reminder of the nourishing quality of presence. How water, like awareness, can cleanse and refresh. As she places the cup on the drying rack, its surface glistening like a treasure, she feels an ache in her lower back, a reminder of the hours spent moving, caring, being. And rather than resist it, she brings her attention to that sensation, just as she did with the water. She breathes into it, feeling the pull of the muscles, accepting the tightness as part of her experience. In that moment of acceptance, she recognizes how the body speaks, how it too deserves attention, how her whole self flourishes in this cultivation of awareness. The water continues to flow, a gentle stream like the continuity of time, and she turns her attention to the bowl awaiting her care. Its surface is speckled with remnants of an evening meal. A palette of colors, bits of green, hints of red, nature's artistry on an everyday canvas. With each touch, she feels the connection of her body to these objects and the world they inhabit. Here, in the act of washing, she understands how the mundane can be sacred, how each tick of the clock bridges her to deeper truths. She plunges the bowl into the water, feeling the splash against her skin, the way droplets cascade down, her forearms sparkling in the light, each drop a reminder of the moment. As she scrubs, her thoughts expand and contract like the froth around her. The spontaneity of the task revealing stories untold, every splash a whisper of now. Every foam bubble, a sigh of the universe. The sun shifts through the window, and a slant of light catches the surface of the water, creating a dance of reflections that brings a smile to her lips. It is a kind of magic, this interplay of light and shadow, inviting her to explore the simple beauty that surrounds her. In this moment, she lets go of the to-do list, the hurried pace of the day, surrendering to the grace of soft moments, unfolding like petals, revealing their tender hearts to the open sky. Finally, as the last dish is set aside, she surveys her life in the kitchen, her act of care manifesting in this moment of stillness. The rhythm of her breathing slows, synchronizing with the silent heartbeat of the space she has nurtured. After all, each object, each surface, speaks of the life lived within these walls, the laughter, the tears, the chaos, and the calm dot. In a world that often rushes past, she finds beauty in the stillness, a universal truth that resonates through the act of care. With a final glance around the room, she closes the tap, the sound echoing like a soft bell tolling the hour of reflection, a gentle reminder of the here and now, and she feels a warmth rising within her, a sense of deep interconnectedness, of belonging to this moment, to this very life. As she gazes out of the window, taking in the way the shadows stretch and the light softens, she cultivates a profound sense of gratitude. In the simplicity of the tasks we often overlook, she sees truth revealed, an invitation to engage deeply with the present. Just as the water shapes a cup, so to do these moments shape her a continuous dance of presence, a gentle reminder that life, like water, flows ever onward, infinitely beautiful in its transience. And as she breathes, she carries this stillness with her, a whisper in the winds of her becoming. In this moment, as the world delicately spins around you, let your breath settle into a natural rhythm. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as you inhale deep, rich air and exhale softly, releasing the weight of the day. The gentle caress of time passes silently, inviting you to share space with the present. Allow your awareness to weave in and out of your thoughts like the gentle ebb and flow of a calm sea. Here, in your attention, the world is alive and still, both at once. On a quiet Saturday morning, when the sun tiptoed through the curtains, casting its golden light into the cozy kitchen, a woman named Clara stood before the sink, readying herself for a humble yet essential task, washing the dishes. It was too many, a mundane chore series of plates and cups that had served their purpose, but were now cloaked in the remnants of yesterday's meals. Yet, in this moment of prelude, Clara felt the air shift with a gentle promise, an invitation into presence. She turned on the water, letting it cascade into the sink. The stream was rhythmic, a soft gurgle, whispering stories of journeys from distant mountains and clouds. As the water splashed, tiny droplets danced joyfully, glimmering like tiny stars in the morning light. Clara softly placed her hands beneath the cool flow and watched as it transformed, responding to her presence, warming gradually to a comfortable heat. With each plate she picked up, she became acutely aware of its texture-smooth edges, where food had been adorned with the remnants of meals that had woven threads of togetherness. She cradled a bowl in her hands, sinking into the simplicity of the moment. The ceramic felt comforting, a reminder of shared laughter and quiet nights, stories told over steaming soups and fragrant spices. She noticed how her palms embraced the curves, and her fingers traced the surface as if honoring not just the vessel, but the memories embedded within it. Clara began to scrape the leftover bits into the compost. With every scrape, the sound resonated softly, a faint rustle against the dish's surface that brought her attention in tighter, like a camera focusing on a single, beautiful detail. There was no need to rush. Her body moved in sync with her breath. She felt the weight and texture of the sponge in her hand, its soft fibers cradling suds that scented the air with fresh lavender. It was a sensory delight, each moment an opportunity to dive deeper into awareness. The sound of the water rushing over the dishes became her music, a melody of gentle splashes and the soft hiss of bubbles bursting. As she worked, Clara let her thoughts drift in and out like leaves floating down a stream. She wasn't chasing or clinging, simply watching. Worries about the week ahead and memories of past conversations flitted past like birds in the sky. Free and unburdened, she paused for a moment, the dish towel resting lightly on her shoulder, and watched the light reflect off the surface of the water, creating fleeting rainbows that danced across the tiled walls. How strange, she mused, that such beauty could emerge from the most ordinary of tasks. It felt a little magical. The way the mundane could shimmer if one only chose to look closely enough. Clara resumed the washing, her mind now simply a spectator to the experience unfolding, a silent witness to soap suds swirling and plates gliding through warm currents. She embraced the warmth of the water, which wrapped around her hands like a gentle hug, the heat serving as a reminder of life's tender moments. The suds formed a frothy white blanket, thick and billowy, blurring the lines between the ordinary and extraordinary. And she began to feel that the act of cleansing was, in truth, a way of letting go with each dish. She found herself reflecting on the passage of time. Each plate scrubbed was a story cleaned and cleared, an offering to the present. All the laughter, the spills, and the meals shared moved through her mind as she lovingly rinsed each one under the flow of pure water. She began to feel gratitude for distractions that pulled her away from moments missed and found. They were, after all, the fabric of life itself. As she reached for a coffee mug that had been shaped by countless mornings and conversations, Clara felt an unexpected twinge of warmth rise in her chest. This mug had been a companion through the serene solitude of early hours, the chaos of busy days, and gatherings where friends leaned in closer, cups encircling their laughter. She closed her eyes for a brief moment, inhaling deeply, letting that gratitude pool within in the stillness of her detours. Clara realized how often she raced through her days, hurried to complete tasks, driven by a need for results. Yet here, immersed in the warmth and simplicity of washing dishes, the lessons veiled beneath the surface began to unveil themselves. It was not just about cleanliness or correction, but connection. It's an invitation to immerse fully into the tide of life itself. With the final dish rinsed, Clara set it aside, allowing a bead of water to travel slowly down the side, tracing its own path. She lingered for a heartbeat longer, reconnecting with her breath, and celebrated this moment of completion. Yet, one more time, she dried her hands. The dish towel's terry cloth fibers absorbed the moisture, its softness grounding her. A sense of calm wrapped around her, tying together fragments of her thoughts into a cohesive tapestry of presence and purpose. Each element of the kitchen, the light filtering through the window, the echoes of the water, and the familiarity of the sounds as they merged into a soft symphony, felt like a blessing offered on the altar of the present. She recognized that within those mundane repetitions lay the potential for profound understanding. Life is, after all, an intricate mosaic crafted from fleeting moments, and Clara was ready to embrace it all. As she stepped back, looking upon the freshly washed dishes shining with renewed life, Clara felt an inner stillness settle inside her, like a quiet pond reflecting clouds above. In that softness, she understood the ordinary can become extraordinary when seen through a lens of mindfulness and care. Here and now, in the simplicity of these moments, life unfolded with gentle wisdom, revealing that the path to presence is often paved by the most commonplace of acts. She held on to this insight as she turned away, carrying a piece of stillness with her into the world beyond. As the world rushes past, I invite you to pause for a moment, Tune in to the gentle rhythm of your breath, feeling it flow in and out like the tides of an unseen ocean. Allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment, releasing the weight of the past and the worry of what's to come. In this quiet space, let the day's background noises dim, inviting your attention to the sensations of the present. Perhaps you feel the coolness of the air against your skin, or notice the subtle sounds that surround you, the soft whisper of leaves in the wind, the distant call of a bird, or the gentle thrum of your heartbeat. Embrace this stillness as we embark on a journey through the simplicity of an ordinary moment. The sun hung low in the early evening sky, casting a golden hue across the kitchen. Light danced gently across the surfaces, illuminating the small dust motes that floated lazily in the air. In this domestic sanctuary, a simple task await a pile of dishes, remnants of a day woven together by laughter and shared meals. You approach the sink where warm water begins to fill it. The gentle rush, a soothing melody amidst the silence. The warmth envelops your hands as you dip them into the basin, and you note the delightful contrast of heat and coolness. Skin meeting water, the familiar embrace of a daily ritual. There's a soft sound of water lapping against the sides of the sink, like the gentle sways of a boat on a calm sea dot as the bubbles begin to bloom and swirl. You reach for the first dessous, sturdy blue plate, edged in white. The ceramic is cool against your fingers, a brief, refreshing reminder of where you are. You lift it, observing the little flecks of food still clinging to its surface. In this moment, there is no hurry. Each soapy dip into the water invites you to slow down, to savor the moment without judgment or expectation. You begin to wash, the soft sponge gliding over the surface, releasing a stream of fragrant suds. As you move the sponge, you notice the rhythm of your hand, back and forth, each stroke a small act of care. The scent of the dish soap mingles with the warmth of the water, filling the air with a clean sweetness. The sounds, the quiet burble of water, the gentle squish of the sponge, the pat of dishes against each other create a symphony of the ordinary dot. With each plate lifted and scrubbed, you dive deeper into awareness. There is a lightness to your heart, a buoyancy that rises with each dish, softening the edges of your mind. Thoughts come and go, remembrances of tasks still pending, reflections on conversations shared, and as they arise, you acknowledge them gently, like fleeting clouds drifting across a vast sky, allowing them to pass without clinging or resistance. You wash a fork, feeling the cool metal under the soapy water, and in that moment, the fork becomes a universe unto itself. Notice the tiny etchings, the way the light glints off its surface, and how the bubbles cling to it, like dreams waiting to rise into the air. As you rinse it clean, you savor the brief moment of clarity, how, when freed from the residue of its last meal, it shines anew, reflecting not only the kitchen's warmth, but your own capacity for renewal. A gentle breeze enters through the window, bringing with it the earthy aroma of the garden outside, flowers kissed by sunlight, soil enriched by rain. You pause for a brief moment, letting the sensations wash over you, grounding you further in the now. The sound of the wind through the leaves is a calming lullaby, a reminder of the beauty that exists. Even in the smallest moments, you reach for the next dish, a small bowl that cradled yesterday's soup, and you take a breath. The warmth of the water welcomes your hands again as you circle the bowl in your fingers. There is fullness in this moment, an understanding that each bowl, each dish, every brush of the sponge is an invitation to be present, to immerse yourself in the here and now. As you scrub, an inner stillness begins to settle around you, like a soft blanket wrapping you in safety. The tension of the day starts to melt away with each passing moment. The warm water becomes a balm for the mind, and with every dish you wash, you let go of the day's troubles. Soon, you move on to the cups, The porcelain, delicate and fragile, remind you of the laughter you shared over steaming tea, the warmth of connection and intimacy. The gentle clink of ceramic against ceramic echoes through the kitchen, a rhythmic reminder of connection. With each cup you wash, you witness the stories they hold, narratives of friendship and moments spent in silence. The comfort found in shared spaces, a thought drifts in unexpectedly concerns about the future. The unknown paths lying ahead. You pause momentarily, watching as this thought unfolds before you. Rather than grasping tightly at it, you allow the sensation to wash over your mind. Like a leaf carried on the current of a stream, it is allowed to flow gently past you. With a breath, you return to the warmth of the water, the soap, the smell of home, reaffirming your commitment to remain present. Soon, the rhythm of washing becomes a meditation, a dance of awareness. The mind quiets. You become aware of your breath, the slow inhale and exhale, punctuated by the gentle sounds of your surroundings. You are not just wiping dishes. You are participating in a sacred act, a moment that fuels the quiet connection to the day and to yourself. Around you, the kitchen begins to transform, not just through the stacking of clean dishes, but through the nurturing of your spirit. You feel a subtle urge to appreciate the beauty of this simple task, to feel gratitude wash over you like the warm water in the sink. For the food you've shared, for the people you love, for the gentle assurance that these moments matter. As your hands work, your heart opens wider, embracing the softness of now. The final plate slides into the drying rack, glistening in the fading light, a testament to the practice of presence that you have woven throughout your experience. The last of the water drains from the sink, and a sense of completeness envelops you. As the steam rises and curls into the air like whispered prayers, you take a moment to step back, surveying the calmness of your surroundings, the stillness in the air. The kitchen resounds with a silence that feels almost sacred, a pause for contemplation, a space to embrace the results of your labor. The accumulated beauty of the moment holds you in a gentle embrace, reminding you that this a cup, a plate, a breath. The warmth of you here is enough. In the quiet sanctuary of your kitchen, you find a profound simplicity. The beauty of the ordinary invites you to release expectation and surrender to the flow of now. With a heart full of gratitude, you realize that mindfulness is not in seeking stillness, but in allowing yourself to be present, fully and completely. As you step back into the world beyond these walls, carry with you the essence of this moment, knowing that the stillness of surrender is always available, waiting patiently for your return. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, allow the air to fill your lungs, and as you exhale slowly, let the weight of the day drift away. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, the soft rise and fall of your chest. Notice the sensations that greet you in this space, perhaps the texture of your clothing, the temperature of the air, or the quiet hum of the world around you. Here, in this sacred pause, you are invited to be fully present. Let your mind soften like a summer cloud, and as you do, open yourself to the unfolding journey that lies ahead. Imagine yourself in a cozy kitchen, sunlight spilling through the window like warm honey, filling the space with a soft, golden glow. The air carries the faint scent of lavender from a small vase on the windowsill. Mingling with the perfume of freshly brewed coffee, you stand before the sink, surrounded by a quiet clutter of dishes from the night before, plates, cups, a silver spoon, and a pot. All reminders of moments shared and meals enjoyed. As you turn on the faucet, the water cascades forth, a gentle stream that taps a soothing lullaby against ceramic and glass. You dip your hands into the warmth, feeling the comforting heat wrap around your fingers, a simple pleasure. The coolness of a soon-to-be-clean plate brushes against your palm, contrasting against the enveloping warmth. With the sponge in hand, your fingers wring out the excess water, each movement deliberate and reverent. As you begin to scrub, the soft sound of the sponge gliding across the surface fills the air. It is a tender sound, rhythmic, like a heartbeat, a reminder of life's beautiful continuity. Each stroke becomes a meditation, each soft bubble that bursts, releasing a tiny note of joy, skating into the stillness, while the world beyond the window continues its dance, birds chirping, leaves rustling, distant laughter inside your kitchen. Time feels suspended. Your thoughts may drift, a curious tornado of memories and to-do lists bubbling to the surface. Acknowledging their presence like clouds passing in the sky, you let them drift on by, returning your attention to the plate in your hands. As you scrub, the plate transforms beneath your touch. It becomes not just an object, but an embodiment of care, a vessel of nourishment. You pause for a moment to breathe, the warmth from the water wrapping around your hands like a soft embrace. There is something peaceful in the act of cleaning, a reminder that with each dish, you are also cleaning your mind, clearing space for presence. The soft clang of a spoon hitting the sink snaps your attention back to the moment. You notice the small gaps in the rhythm of your breath, the natural pauses, the stillness between your exhalations. In these fleeting moments, you find a sense of connection to the world. The sound of the dripping water becomes a symphony of presence, a song without words that speaks only of now. As you lift the plate to rinse it, the cool water tumbles down your skin, and for an instant, you're washed anew, the mundane transformed into the sacred. You allow yourself to feel the sensation, the surprise of contrasting temperatures, and the way each droplet slides slowly, gently, away from your fingertips. In this moment, there is nothing but you, the water, and the plate, as everything else fades to a quiet whisper. You begin to stack the dishes on the drying rack, each one finding its place. In this act of arranging, there is a rhythm quickening and slowing, a dance of intention. You smile softly, recognizing that it is not merely the dishes you are placing. It is a small reminder of the beauty of order, the beauty of taking care of what you love. Each dish tells a story, encapsulating moments of laughter, comfort, and connection. As you look around the kitchen, the sunlight has shifted, casting long, gentle shadows that flicker like memory. You see a small spot of dust floating in the beam of light, a tiny traveler in the vastness of the room, drifting effortlessly as if it knows no haste. You feel a connection to that dust? Like it, you too are part of this infinite world, drifting through moments, absorbing experiences, surrendering to the tides of life. With each passing moment, an overwhelming sense of gratitude swells within you, a soft heartbeat of acknowledgement for the simple acts of life. You feel the weight of your shoulders release, the edges of your mind soften, and you breathe in deeper, forging a bond with the present moment, the only moment that truly exists. In this kitchen, you may realize a greater lesson. There is beauty in everyday encounters, an invitation to embrace the ordinary as extraordinary. The steady rhythm of washing dishes is a reminder that nurturing ourselves and our surroundings can lead us to a softer understanding, a quieter presence. You can let go of expectations, releasing the need for perfection, choosing instead to embrace the beauty of imperfection. As you finish, your gaze lingers over the now sparkling dishes, reflecting the sunlight like tiny mirrors, each one a testament to presence and awareness. You notice how the steam rises from the water, slowly dissipating into the air, as if embodying a fleeting thought, gently reminding you that everything is in a constant state of flow. You step back from the sink, feeling the energy of the room shift. The clatter of your morning rhythm gives way to a profound serenity. In this kitchen, you have not merely washed dishes. You have cultivated a moment of mindfulness, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and stillness becomes a way of being taught. As you take one last lingering breath, allowing the tranquility to settle within you, gently remind yourself that even here, In the simplicity of washing dishes, there lies a deep well of insight. You are exactly where you need to be in the fullness of this moment, with a heart open to the beauty of the everyday. Carry this stillness with you, a light that you can return to at any time, anchoring you in the calming waters of presence. In this moment, as you settle into a space of stillness, let the world around you begin to fade into the background. Close your eyes, if you wish, and take a deep breath. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with the air that has been here long before you arrive, and exhale gently, releasing any tension carried over from the day. Okay? Feel the weight of your body grounding into the surface beneath you. Okay? Each breath anchoring you in the delicate interplay of presence. As thoughts drift by like clouds in an open sky, allow them to float away, inviting attention to the here and now. This moment belongs to you, an unfurling blanket of serenity, ready to embrace the simplicity of being in a humble kitchen, softly, illuminated by the golden glow of afternoon light. The dishes sat waiting, remnants of a nourishing meal. The dishes invited the warmth of a gentle connection, teas poured and laughter shared, now resting silently after the feast. Each plate bore the colors of the meal, a kaleidoscope of life, each fork and spoon silently whispering tales shared. Over the warmth of friendship, with delicate steps, you approach the sink of vessel of transformation, where the mundane can dance with the extraordinary. As the water runs, listen to the soft gurgle, the serenading embrace of liquid cascading over porcelain. Your fingers dip into the stream, and you can feel the subtle kiss of warmth, a gentle current inviting you into the moment. The first tea-sha, sturdy, well-loved plate, edged with verdant designs, faded from years of use, comb cradling the smooth curve. The soap, perfuming the air with crisp lavender, swirls around your fingers as you create lather, a soft cloud that dances in the light. As you scrub, notice the rhythm of the movement, the gentle circular motions that begin to weave a quiet cadence. The dish disappears into foam before re-emerging, love and care enveloping the mundane as the plate glistens anew. Released from the remnants of past meals, there's a sense of cleansing beyond the surface, an act of nurturing yourself within this small universe. Can you feel the way your breath moves in synchrony with the water's flow? The sensation of warmth travels through you, grounding you deeper into the present. Drop, an opportunity for awareness, each action a beckoning to fully inhabit the moment. With the second dish, a delicate teacup, you find an opportunity for softness. As you wash, you can feel the fragile edges between your fingers, the whispers of rose petals lingering in the air. You consider the last conversation held over its rim, the laughter echoing like music, a tapestry of connection woven through steam and shared dreams. As you place the cup in the drying rack, the feeling of satisfaction settles inside you, like a warm shawl draped over your shoulders. This is more than just cleaning. It is a meditation on presence, the mind wandering occasionally, only to be tenderly ushered back by the rhythm of your hands in the warm water. A bowl comes next, bold and deep vessel, painted in shades of blue, echoing tranquil oceans. You hold it beneath the flow, feeling the sensation of the water washing away the remnants of a day's nourishment. If you listen closely, you might hear the whispers of waves, a subtle reminder of the ebb and flow of life itself. The act of rinsing becomes a form of communion, a conversation between the moment and the act. The gentle clanking of dishes in the drying rack becomes a symphony. Each gentle thud, a note, drums out the staccato of thoughts. Here, time feels unhurried, as if the universe is inviting you to linger. Here, there are no chores, only a dance, no obligation, only creation. You find yourself oscillating between the dish and the drying rack, a graceful flow that ripples out into the surrounding space. As you wash the final piece of sturdy, albeit chipped, bowl, you contemplate the textures and the life it has held. You reflect on the meals shared, the stories exchanged, the silence of comfort that woven over early mornings and late nights. You can almost see the past glowing around it, captured in the granules of time. The soft breath, you wash away the remnants and fill the bowl with the clean embrace of flowing water. Now, sink stands, empty the tangle of bubbles, surrendering into the drain. A final farewell to the moment of simplicity you have shared. The once chaotic space has transformed into clarity. Each dish, now a gentle sign of care. You step back, observing the entire scene, the sunlight illuminating the freshly cleaned plates, glimmering like stars in the night sky. You notice that within this simple act lies an essence of gratitude, a quiet appreciation for what is often overlooked, the art of caring for what nourishes us. As you stand in this moment, breathe deeply once more, allowing the unfolding of your heart to expand. In rhythm with your breath, the kitchen is now alive with silence, filled with echoes of gratitude. With each breath, you carry this stillness with you into the world beyond the kitchen. Remember, the moments of life, no matter how simple, can become profound when delivered into presence. And so, the quiet dance continues, a graceful waltz, binding you to the heartbeat of existence, held gently in the embrace of the present moment. In the hush of a gentle morning, as the sun stretches its golden limbs across the horizon, allow yourself to settle into this moment. Take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the crisp, inviting air. Let it linger for a moment before releasing it, like a feather floating softly to the ground. With each breath, feel the weight of the world gently lifting, if only for the duration of this story. As we embark on a journey of simple awareness, delicate yet profound, let your mind find its way back to stillness, like a leaf drifting down to the surface of a serene pond. Imagine a kitchen, sun-drenched and warm. A window opens to the world outside, where the birds are engaged in lively conversations, flitting from branch to branch. The sound of their chirps weaves through the air, mingling with the soft rustle of leaves in a breeze that carries the promise of a new day. Here, in this space, stands a sink filled with dishes, bowls, and plates, utensils, and cups, remnants of a meal crafted with care. As you approach the sink, notice the coolness of the ceramic tiles beneath your feet. Each step invokes a connection to the earth, a grounding reminder of your presence. You stand before the basin, rich with the scent of soap and the hint of leftover food, the evidence of nourishment shared in the joy of togetherness. Slowly, you turn the tap, listening as the water begins to splash and cascade, each drop a small chorus joining the symphony of the morning. It bubbles and dances, and you become aware of its rhythm, natural flow, like the heartbeat of this moment. Allow yourself to focus on the sound, the gentle flow, the splash, the echo of tranquility vibrating around you. Dipping your hands into the warm water, feel its embrace of soft, enveloping warmth that enlivens your skin. The soap glides over your fingers, creating a parade of bubbles, each one carrying a tiny world of light and reflection. As you pick up the first plate, feel its cool surface contrasting with the warmth of the water. Notice the texture beneath your fingertips, the smoothness of the porcelain, the deliberate artistry of its curve and rim. As you scrub the plate, visualize the process as a dance. The sponge moves in slow, deliberate strokes, spinning and twirling, collecting remnants of yesterday's meal, as if you are not just cleansing the plate, but also letting go of the thoughts that cling to you like stubborn residue. Each stroke becomes a release, an offering to the water, the soap, the air. Notice how it feels to surrender to this rhythmic action. Breathe in the scent of the soap and the steam rising from the water, perhaps slightly citrusy or floral. With each inhalation, allow the fragrant aroma to fill your senses, grounding you more deeply in the act of washing these simple dishes. The moment is expansive. The ordinary is transforming into something sacred-ish dish, a vessel for intention. Each moment a mindful exploration. As you rinse the plate, the clear water flows over its surface, washing away the suds with a soft whisper. You can hear the water singing as it drains away, and in that sound, you find a gentle reminder. Just as the water recedes, so too do your thoughts. There's no need to dwell on the past. There's only this moment a reminder that clarity often arises when we allow ourselves to simply flow with life. Next comes the fork, a series of tines lined in a delicate symmetry. You hold it with a sense of reverence, for it has served a purpose, sharing food and laughter at the table. As you scrub, notice how the bristles of the sponge move between each tine, a delicate exploration. Your mind begins to settle. Distractions fade, leaving behind only the sensations of this task, the touch of the bristles, the sound of the water, and the gentle rise of steam curling around your wrists. As you continue this mindful rhythm, you find yourself entranced by the dance of the water and the light filtering in through the window. It creates a prism on the walls, transforming the ordinary kitchen into a gallery of shimmering color. Each droplet glistens, a fleeting moment of beauty captured in time. This is the essence of you, fully immersed in the act of doing, of being you. Pause to take it in, the bubbles resting atop the surface of the water, the patterns the light creates against the walls, the balance of your breath. It's in this moment of pause that deeper insights begin to flower. Perhaps washing dishes is not just a chore. It is an opportunity, a chance to care for oneself and others, a means of cultivating presence in the midst of life's whirl. Each sound of water, each flick of the sponge, each breath taken slowly is a celebration. You rinse and place the dishes on the drying rack, watching as droplets of water cling and then slide off into the basin, a manifestation of how life flows, how we can let go. A gentle sigh escapes your lips, carrying a silent gratitude for this moment of clarity and calm. With the last glass set aside, the kitchen transforms again, its clutter dissolving into a canvas of simplicity. You take a step back and observe, as witnessing a masterful painting, a balance of light and shadow, texture and color. You wonder about the stories held within this space, the warmth of laughter shared, the sustenance provided, the love poured into each meal. In this small act of washing dishes, you've been reminded that there is honor in care, a deep connection to all that has been, and all that will come. As you stand there, surrounded by the soft embrace of stillness, allow yourself to appreciate the profound nature of this moment, this dance of water, light, and mindfulness. With each mindful task, you weave a new tapestry, replacing the mundane with the sacred. As you return to the world beyond the kitchen, carry this stillness with you, knowing that presence is always a veiled gentle refuge in the gentle flowing river of life. Imagine a quiet moment where the world around you is softly hushed, and time itself seems to pause, waiting for you to breathe. Close your eyes, if you wish, and take a deep, full breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, the gentle rise of your chest. As you exhale, let go of any tension, allowing your shoulders to relax and your mind to settle. Notice the sensations in your body, the coolness of the air against your skin, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the sound of a distant bird. Here, in this moment, you are invited to be fully present, just as the world is simply being in a small kitchen where sunlight spills through the window like honey. A woman named Clara stands before the sink, a gentle yet persistent hum echoing in the background. The dishes, piled high from the morning's meals, glistened with remnants of yesterday's celebrations. She rolls up her sleeves, the fabric soft against her forearms, and turns on the faucet. The water cascading down like a soothing waterfall. The coolness of the porcelain plate fills her palm as she lifts it, feeling the weight of the sun-soaked ceramic. The water transforms from a mere substance to a delicate entity, each droplet dancing along the surface, a tiny universe of its own. As she immerses the plate in the warm, soapy water, tiny bubbles rise and swirl around her fingers, inviting her to focus, to connect. Each bubble reflecting the soft light, a moment of gentle beauty, glistening just for her. She places her hands into the warm water and feels the temperature embrace her skin, inviting her to notice not just the sensation, but the very act of being in this moment. The sound of the water, the rhythmic splashing, becomes a heartbeat in her chest, grounding her amidst the rush of thoughts that often fill her mind. Here, Clara allows herself to simply watch Dot as she picks up a fork. She observes its intricate design, the subtle bends and curves that tell stories of past meals shared, of laughter and warmth, of life lived. The soft clinking against the sink reverberates like a gentle whisper, urging her to listen, not just to the sound, but to the silence that cradles it. Each swipe of the sponge feels like a gentle caress against the metal surface, drawing her attention inward. She closes her eyes briefly, allowing her breath to deepen. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and exhale slowly, 1, 2, 3. With each breath, a layer of clutter melts away, and she finds herself simply being a woman, washing dishes, an act both mundane and profound. Thoughts may drift in like leaves on a stream. She acknowledges them, allows them their presence, and watches them float by. The worry about tomorrow's work, the fleeting irritation from a conversation earlier in the day, she observes them like clouds in a vast sky, passing through without grasping, without pushing them away. The rhythm continues, plates and glasses dancing in the water as she moves from one to the next. Each item, a unique companion in this moment of stillness. The dish soap, with its sweet, lemony scent, fills her senses, a reminder of home, of warmth and uncomplicated joy. It bubbles and foams, creating a landscape of white, soft, and inviting, while her fingers glide through freely as she rinses. The last plate, the sound of the water, becomes a symphony, a song of purification, cleansing not only the dishes, but also the remnants of her thoughts. Each splash rings with clarity, a sense of renewal washing over her. She feels the cool water run along her arms, down her wrist, tracing the path of each drop until it flows freely back into the sink. Here, amidst the everyday splendor of her kitchen, Clara senses a deeper connection to the world, to the simple, yet profound act of caring for her home. Her heart expands a little, no longer burdened by the weight of tomorrow or the echoes of yesterday. In its place, a current of gratitude flows, gratitude for the warmth of the sun, the smell of the soap, the gentle pressure of the sponge in her hand. Her fingers find the soft cloth, trembling lightly in her grasp, and she begins to dry each dish, first the plates, then the glasses. She notices their smoothness, the coolness beneath her touch. With each pass of the cloth, she lets go a plate for moments with friends, a glass for laughter shared, a fork for meals prepared with love. All the while, she breathes, feeling her belly rise and fall, anchoring her to the steady beat of her heart. The clutter of the world finds its way back into her consciousness, but she allows it. It persists like a fading echo, and rather than chasing after it, she welcomes it as part of her experience. The half-formed thoughts, the distractions, the fleeting futurette is all allowed to rest in the margins of her awareness. Instead, she chooses to dwell in the sensations, the soft fabric against her palms, the water's embrace, the whisper of the dishcloth gliding along each surface when the last dish is dried. Clara sets it aside, taking a moment to step back and gaze at what she has created from the simple act of attention. A shimmering array of clean dishes, a testament to the beauty of presence. In this, she recognizes herself not merely a woman in the kitchen, but a spirit revived through attentiveness to mindful action. As she rinses her hands under the clear stream of water once more, she smiles gently, sensing a quiet strength within, no longer just a chore. The act of washing dishes has unfurled into a ritual of letting go, of embracing what is, releasing what could be. This kitchen, full of life and clutter, transforms in her mind. It is no longer a space to be hurried through, but a sanctuary of stillness, a refuge where she can meet herself deeply, authentically in that stillness. Clara finds an echo of clarity that lingers long after the water has ceased its flow, after the dishes have been set neatly upon the shelf. Here, in this moment, she carries forth a soft reminder that life, with all its complexities, can often be rediscovered in the simple acts of being, washing dishes, noticing the water, breathing in presence. And as she turns to put the cloth away, a sense of peace settles around her like a warm blanket, holding her gently within the embrace of now. Imagine yourself in a tranquil space where time seems to slow and the world outside gently fades into the backdrop. Take a deep breath, feeling your chest rise and fall like a soft wave on the shore. Let go of the day's demands, the cluttered thoughts, and the endless to-do lists. For now, allow yourself to simply be fully present in this moment. Inhale the quiet tension of stillness and exhale the weight of yesterday. You are here in this moment, ready to explore the serenity that exists in the mundane. The rain begins as a whisper, a delicate patter on the window pane that gradually evolves into a gentle chorus, each drop a note in a symphony. The world outside vibrates with the freshness that only a rainy afternoon can bring. You sit by the kitchen window. The light shifts. Soft shadows dance across the room, painted by the muted grays outside. The air feels different. It is cooler, charged with the scent of damp earth and the promise of renewal. You close your eyes for a moment, tuning into the rhythm of rain. It feels as if the universe has pressed pause, inviting you to slow down. The steady beat against the glass draws you deeper into yourself, where thoughts drift like leaves caught in a stream. A smile curls your lips as you recall the soft, warm blanket draped over your lap, the gentle weight comforting you as you sink deeper into this moment. You rise, curiosity guiding your feet to the kitchen sink. The dishes await you, a tidy pile of porcelain and glass, each with its own story embedded in the remnants of meals shared. You filled the basin with warm water, the steam curling upwards, mingling with the earthy scent of rain. You dip your hands in, feeling the warmth cradle your fingers, inviting you to engage as you pick up the first dish. The coolness of ceramic contrasts with the warmth of the water. You begin to wash. The sounds of the room envelop you, the gentle splash of water, the rhythmic clink of plates, and the soft sigh of the rain against the roof. Each sound, a note contributing to the symphony of this moment, invites you to listen deeply. You notice how the bubbles swirl around the edges of the plate, glistening like tiny orbs of light. Mindfully, you focus on the sensation of the dish in your hands. There's something transformational about the act of washing, cleaning away remnants of life to prepare for new experiences. With each stroke of your sponge, you allow the water to wash away not only the food particles, but any lingering thoughts. As the soap glides across the surface, you feel a softening within yourself, a release of the day's tension. You allow your awareness to expand, noticing the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, a gentle filling. Exhale, a releasing softness. Time loses its meaning here, the outside world blurring into the background, and what remains is this simple act of dishwashing. As you rise and dip, you surrender to the flow of the moment, continuously returning to the sensations, the warmth of the water, the cool slickness of the plates, the gentle friction of the sponge. As you work, the rain intensifies, transforming into a gentle drumming on the roof. Each patter feels like a reminder to be here now. The steady sound seems to echo your movements. You find yourself lost in the mundane beauty of it, the creaking floor beneath your feet, the scent of lavender from the dish soap, the way the light filters through the window, casting glimmers on the soapy surface. With each item you lift from the basin, you'll begin to notice not just the objects, but the life they have witnessed at gatherings, the laughter, the warmth of love shared over meals. There is a story tied to every piece, and it fills you with warmth as you let it all settle in. This simple, repetitive task becomes an intimate conversation between you and the moments held in the glass and porcelain. As you rinse the last plate, you pause. For a brief instant, the world holds its breath with you. In this waiting space, you notice the stillness beneath the gentle chaos of the rain. There's a knowing that everything you need is right here. In this essence of being, you finish your task. Placing the final dish on the drying rack, droplets of water catching the light like diamonds. The kitchen is alive with the fragrance of fresh rain and the lingering scent of soap. You take a moment to admire your efforts, simple journey transformed through mindful presence into an act of gratitude. As you wipe your hands on a towel, you find yourself seated again by the window, a gentle smile gracing your face. The rain still dances, echoing in the distance, but something has shifted within you. A sense of settling down has embraced your heart, grounding you in the beauty of each moment, the gift of being. The world continues outside, but here, there is a stillness that is uniquely your own. The cycles of washing and rinsing, listening and breathing, have intertwined like threads in a tapestry, creating a vivid picture of life unfolding right before you. As the rain tapers off, you carry with you the whispers of presence and the soft reminder that within the ordinary, there lies extraordinary grace. You are precisely where you need to be in this refuge of stillness, where the magic of the moment resides, waiting patiently for you to embrace it, one gentle breath at a time. In the simple act of washing dishes, you have awakened to the symphony of life and the profound peace that flows from being fully here. In the soft embrace of a rainy afternoon, we are invited to pause, to breathe, to sink into the gentle rhythm of our existence. Take a moment, right here and now, to settle into your body. Feel the weight of your feet resting on the ground, the air flowing in and out of your lungs, a simple yet profound reminder that you are alive. Let your thoughts drift like the soft gray clouds outside, acknowledged but fleeting, like small boats on a vast and tranquil sea. With each breath, allow yourself to unearth the richness of the present moment, to open your heart and mind to the delicate beauty of simplicity. The rain fell steadily, a soft murmur against the window pane, a symphony of nature that wrapped the world in a gentle embrace. In this quiet space, a woman named Mira stood at her kitchen sink, her hands submerged in the warm, soapy water. The dishes were piled high, testament to shared meals, laughter, and moments woven into the fabric of everyday life. In this moment, she could sense the weight of each plate, the coolness of the ceramic, and the gentle slide of the sponge across the surface. A rhythm she could tune into. As she began to wash, the warm water enveloped her hands, its soothing warmth contrasting with the cool breeze that occasionally swept through the open window. The scent of the dish soap rose gently, mingling with the earthy aroma of the rain, each inhalation a reminder of the present moment. She closed her eyes for a moment, allowing the world around her to fade into the background. The only sound a soft pop as the raindrops danced on her window. Each plate she lifted carried a story a night spent cooking together, its laughter punctuating the air. Friends gathered, sharing life and love. The memories tumbled over one another as she scrubbed, the texture of the dishes grounding her in those moments, every soapy swipe drawing her deeper into a meditative state. She breathed deeply, feeling the air fill her lungs, a sense of connection wrapping around her. Drops of water splashed onto her arms, a coolness that brought her back to the moment, to the here and now. Mira felt the vibrations of the steady rain and the faint sound of a car whooshing by, the unfolding world beyond her kitchen. She noticed the iridescent bubbles gathering on the surface of the soap, their fleeting existence, a mirror to the thoughts that floated in and out of her mind, momentary and beautiful. Before they popped and disappeared, she rinsed a bowl, the sound of water cascading melodiously like a whisper from the universe. In its repetition lay a tenderness, an invocation to surrender to the simplicity of this task. Each item she cleansed was not merely a chore, but an opportunity to practice presence. It became a dance, a deliberate act of care that seemed to slow the world around her, allowing time itself to unfurl. Mira recalled a conversation she had with her mother, a woman full of wisdom, who once said that the beauty of life lies in its ordinary moments. The laughter shared over dinner, the stories exchanged, the trials endured side by side, woven into the fabric of existence. Standing at the sink, Mira felt a deep gratitude for the layers of her life that had brought her to this very moment. The warmth of the sun on her skin, the echo of her mother's voice in her heart, and now the gentle cadence of the rain as she placed each clean dish onto the drying rack. A sense of accomplishment bloomed within her. The water dripped rhythmically, creating a soothing beat, a tiny orchestra of tranquility that filled the kitchen. She allowed herself to become part of this symphony. She, too, was an instrument of peace in her own space. Each glint of light, reflecting off the shiny surfaces, was a reminder of the beauty that surrounded her, even on a rainy day. The final dish emerged from the soapy water, small, blue mug, chipped on the rim, but rich with memories of warm drinks shared over quiet mornings. This mug, like all the others, was a vessel of love, a unique marker of moments spent in stillness and conversation. With reverence, she scrubbed it gently, mindful of its imperfections, appreciating how it held the stories of her life without judgment or resentment. With every stroke of the sponge, her worries began to dissolve in the warm water. The world outside may have been chaotic, but here, within the boundaries of her kitchen, she found refuge. She turned off the faucet, the final splashes quieting, and stepped back, taking a breath that filled her up like the warm embrace of a long-lost friend. It was then she noticed her reflection in the window, framed by the raindrops, alive, human, vulnerable. The world continued its steady pulse, the rain falling like an offering, inviting her to witness the beauty in nature's simple act of nourishing the earth. She could feel the weight of her thoughts lessen, like clouds gradually drifting away, to reveal the blue sky behind as the rain lightened to a soft drumming. She dried her hands on a towel, appreciating the fabric's softness against her skin. She took a moment to look around her kitchen, the inviting warmth, the sunlight breaking through clouds, touching the countertop with golden fingers. It was a sacred space in which love had been exchanged, laughter had echoed, and life had unfolded. In its intricate tapestry, Mira opened her heart to the moment, allowing a quiet joy to permeate her being. She realized that life, much like the rain, can be unpredictable, sometimes heavy, sometimes light, but always a part of the greater cycle of existence. She smiled softly, holding on to the serenity she had cultivated in the midst of chores, a quiet reflection of stillness in a bustling world. And so, as the rain began to subside, and the world outside transformed, Mira understood the profound truth woven into the fabric of her day: to find peace, not in the absence of noise, but in the presence of awareness. Moments spent washing dishes can echo into the heart like a gentle mantra, reminding us that life's beauty lies not in grand gestures, but in the quiet symphony of everyday experiences. Here, in the stillness between drops of rain, lies an invitation to be fully alive, here and now, a whisper that all is well, even amidst the storm. As you settle into this moment, invite yourself to soften, to arrive fully here where you are. Close your eyes for a gentle breath, feeling the air as it enters you, cool and crisp, nourishing. With each exhale, imagine releasing your thoughts, like autumn leaves drifting down from a tree, surrendering to the ground. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be, just as simply being present, awake. Now, let us journey into the simplicity held in the rhythm of a familiar task, where stillness and discovery await in the soft glow of the morning light. Kettle, black and gleaming, the kitchen stood still. The remnants of breakfast lingered on plates and in mugs, a story of nourishment waiting to be retold. A symphony of daily life was about to begin. The first notes played by the serene clinking of porcelain and the gentle swish of water. You step forward, fingertips grazing the cool surface of the sink as you turn on the tap. The sound of rushing water fills the space, cascading like liquid silver, blessing the mundane with its clarity. The stream dances around the porcelain, tracing the lines of the plates, singing of cleanliness and renewal. With each drop that falls, allow yourself to be drawn into the sound. Where do you hear it most, inside you or outside, echoing in the world? You collect a sponge infused with the rich scent of citrus. The texture is soft yet resilient in your palm. You lean into the experience, feeling the sponge yield beneath your touch. Your mind drifts, and you notice the emergence of thoughts, worries, memories, and musings. But here, in this haven of soap, bubbles, and warmth, they become wisps of cloud on a gentle breeze. You let them pass without grasping, returning instead to the present moment, to the simple act of washing. Lift the sponge and watch as it glides across the surface of a plate, glistening under the morning sun. Swoosh, swoosh, with each motion. Liberated soap bubbles rise like tiny orbs of joy, fragile and shimmering. They reflect the light, casting tiny rainbows that dance for a fleeting moment before washing away, just like thoughts. Notice how the plate transforms under your care. What was once stained and soiled now gleams with new potential. It's a reminder that renewal is always possible, even in the smallest of tasks. As the bubbles burst and the water flows freely, you sense the coolness on your skin, the warmth of the morning kiss still held within the room. A quiet stillness embraces you. Perhaps it whispers secrets of presence and peace. Here, it is just you, the water, and the task at hand. A simple choreography unfolds. Rinse, scrub, repeat, each motion a meditation. You focus on the pressure of the sponge, the rhythm of the water, the warmth of the sun filtering through the window. Look around the kitchen. Notice the light that spills over the countertops, the dust motes dancing in stillness, caught in the embrace of a beam. How ordinary, and yet how magical. There is a beauty woven into the fabric of this moment. In the mundane is a tapestry of the divine, if only we choose to see it. As you reach for the next dish, a mug cradled in your hands. The feel of its curved handle brings a sense of nostalgia, mornings shared with laughter, quiet moments wrapped in comfort. You remember the warmth of tea and the kind words exchanged. As you scrub, let your mind wander gently back to those moments, letting their essence fill your spirit like sunlight fills a room. With each rinse, feel gratitude for items that serve us daily, that hold memories and stories. Savor the silence, punctuated only by the gurgle of water escaping. Each dish tells a tale, a fragment of life intertwined with others, woven deeper into the greater tapestry of interconnected experiences. You, pause for a moment, holding the wet mug in your hands. The sensation seeps into you, the warmth, the smooth ceramic, the way it fits perfectly within your grasp. There's a comfort in its weight. Breathing deeply, you let go of the rush of the day ahead. Time feels elastic, stretching infinitely. Within the cocoon of this work, as rinsed dishes fill the dish rack, an orchestra of drops falls from your hands back into the water. Each one plop splash goes the very essence of existence. Each drop a reminder of impermanence, a reminder of now. The act of cleaning becomes not just a chore, but a gentle unfolding, a simple act of love for your space. You notice your body, feel your feet rooted on the ground, stable and secure. Feel your shoulders slide away from your ears, the tension melting. Each breath brings you deeper into the moment, the simple yet profound honoring of your surroundings, the resonance between body and mind. Here, in the sanctuary of the kitchen, you are safe. The sunlight pours in like liquid gold, illuminating every corner, every fold of dust and memory. You begin to sense a connection that stretches beyond the tiles, the walls, to encompass the wider world. You feel gratitude for the act of nurturing through care, for the appreciation of the small things. This is where heart and home meet. As you set down the last plate, stillness falls around you, enveloping your senses in a warm embrace. You take a breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs, refreshing and renewing. The water hums softly, the faucet now dripping with the rhythm of a heartbeat, echoing the pulse of life. In this moment, there is nothing more than this, the completion of a simple act, the letting go of expectation, the embrace of presence. Each dish washed, each drop considered, brings peace and clarity. It is in these quiet reflections that you find yourself alive, where, attuned to the unfolding beauty of life, with a gentle heart, step back from the sink, taking in the cleanliness of your efforts in the hush of the kitchen space. A story held in every dish, every drop, gently lingers, whispering truths we often forget. As you walk away, let the rhythm of the water remain with you. A reminder that each moment offers an opportunity for mindfulness, for presence, for peace. Each day, like each dish, can be a dance of drops, of breaths, of now. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, nourishing you with a quiet life force. Notice the way time seems to slow, how the world outside your window weaves itself into a soft tapestry of sound and sensation. Allow your shoulders to soften, letting go of any weight they may carry. Close your eyes if it feels comforting, and listen to the gentle melody of now, the hum of the present moment calling you to be here. This is your time, precious and unyielding, as the stillness wraps around you like a gentle blanket. Imagine a quiet afternoon, the type that is infinitesimally woven into the fabric of daily existence. The sky hangs low, heavy with clouds that promise rain, each droplet a messenger of clarity. You find yourself in the kitchen, sunlight filtering through the window, casting soft patterns on the wooden table. The air is heavy and sweet, saturated with the prelude to a gentle shower. You stand in front of the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water. A small mountain of dishes stands alongside, their edges glistening as if you were to wash away only the remnants of meals shared, stories told. Feel the temperature of the water as you delve your hands deeper, the sensation flowing against your skin, the warmth cradling your fingers. You take a moment to breathe, feeling the sensations in your hands, and with each breath, anchoring yourself to the pulse of this everyday task. As you grasp a plate, you notice its weight. It is smooth, cool, and a little slick from the soap. Feel the joy in the simplicity of the chore. The plate cleanses itself in your hands, as if it were yearning to be free of the remnants of yesterday's laughter and perhaps the trace of a friend's teardrop. You wash it gently, the sponge gliding over the surface, a small whisper of intention in each stroke. The sounds around you deepen into a soft chorus. The water splashing lightly against the porcelain, the sponge making a quiet, swishing noise as it traces the curves of the plate. You take a moment to reflect, allowing each sound to weave into your awareness, deliberate yet effortless. In this sanctuary of your kitchen, time bends past and future dissolve into the rhythm of washing. Each plate, each cup emerges anew, a small culmination of attention and care, a reflection of your love for the tasks bestowed upon you. As the rumble of thunder drifts ever closer, you can feel the anticipation building. Each crackle in the distance resonates through the walls, reverberating gently within you. You pause, closing your eyes for a moment, and breathe deeply, feeling the air swell in your belly. With each intake, you've become part of this unfolding moment, connected to the rain as it prepares to cascade from the heavens. You remember your childhood, days spent watching raindrops race down the window panes, rivulets forming and merging, a dance of persistence and flow. This memory fills you with warmth, like a favorite old song falling upon your ears. You return to the present, the feel of the dish in your hand, emerging from the warm embrace of suds, rinsing it clean under the crisp, cool water. Transparency returns, almost reflecting your own journey of cleansing your mind as the deluge begins. Tiny droplets surrender from the sky, scattering in a joyous scatter of percussion, tapping playfully on the roof above, each a tiny note in nature's symphony. You find a small sensation of joy rising within you, the kind that can only be born from pure presence. Outside, the earth drinks deeply, each leaf, each blade of grass opening wide in surrender to the nourishing gift of rain. In one beautiful moment, you pause, you take a deep breath, the scent of fresh rain weaving into the stillness of your home. Water flows in streams down the surfaces of the glass and freshly cut grass, connecting yourself to the world beyond those gentle walls. You become aware of how even the simplest of actions can reveal invaluable insights, the beauty of cleanliness, the harmony of movement, the interconnectedness of yourself and nature. There is wisdom in the rhythm of these tasks, just as there is in the patter of rain on leaves. With the last plate dried and placed gently on the shelf, you step away from the sink, your hands hovering just above the surface. In taking a moment to consider the journey you've shared with these objects, your thoughts drift lazily, much like the rain splashing lightly against the earth. The peace, the love, the patience of the task, each inviting you to surrender to the moment. The downpour envelops the world outside in a verdant embrace, and you realize the profound tranquility you found in this time, bathing every moment in gentle attention, unraveling the layers of everyday life. Even mundane tasks can rise to meet you, pulsing with potential if merely approached with the grace of mindful awareness. As you begin to emerge from this still place, allow the richness of this moment, the smells, sounds, and sensations, to settle within you. This practice of presence is woven into every ordinary experience. Remember that in the simplicity of a rainy day, in the embrace of warm water and soap, lies a wellspring of peace, waiting patiently to be discovered. Carry this stillness with you as you walk into the world beyond, knowing that every moment is a canvas inviting brushstrokes of mindfulness, no matter how small. Breathe it in and let it linger, a gentle reminder that peace is never far away if we are willing to embrace the present. As you settle into this moment, take a soft breath, gently inhaling through the nose, feeling the coolness of the air as it enters your lungs. Hold that breath for just a heartbeat, and then, with a slow, deliberate exhale, let the weight of your day drift away like clouds across the summer sky. Allow your shoulders to soften, your hands to rest, and your heart to open to the world just as it is, unfiltered and whole. In this space of stillness, we will wander together through a simple experience, an experience that holds within it the potential for profound presence in the quiet of an early morning. When the sun begins to rise and the world is swathed in a gentle golden glow, you find yourself in the kitchen. The air is cool against your skin, a refreshing herald of the day ahead. You walk toward the sink, each step mindful, each footfall a tender connection to the ground beneath you. The dishes from last night still linger like whispers of yesterday's laughter and conversation. You turn on the faucet, and the sound of water rushing fills the air, a soothing melody amidst the stillness. As the water cascades, droplets dance and shimmer in the light, creating a symphony of tiny splashes and murmurs. You take a moment to watch, mesmerized by the fluid grace of the water as the bowl fills. Your focus narrows, and you can feel the temperature change, the warm moisture filling the space around you. You reach for a sponge, its texture familiar and comforting in your palm. Dip it into the soapy water, watching as bubbles rise and swirl, a universe unto themselves. Each one reflecting the shimmering light, each one alive with possibility. With intention, you begin to wash the sponge, gliding over the surface of a plate. The suds foam and gather, a frothy reminder of the gentle cycles of life. As you scrub, you can feel the resistance of the grime, the remnants of meals shared, the fingerprints of moments that have passed. And as you work, allow your thoughts to come and go like passing clouds, drifting without attachment. Just acknowledging their presence, you place the plate under the stream of clear water, and with a gentle tilt, watch as the bubbles slide off, carried away into a clean, pristine stream. There is satisfaction in this small act, a sense of accomplishment intertwined with gratitude for the nourishment this plate once held. Next, lift a silver fork, its surface gleaming like a shard of the morning sun. As the water flows over it, you feel the coolness of the metal contrast with the warmth in your hand. Each whisk of the sponge across its tines becomes a dance of partnership between your intention and the task at hand. You discover each piece reflects not just its form, but also the memories held within the laughter of friends, the stories told, the nurturing shared over meals. The rhythm of the task begins to envelop you. Rinse, scrub, set aside. Rinse, scrub, set aside. Each movement flows seamlessly into the next, a gentle tide of intention washing over you. The dish towel waits patiently on the counter, soft and inviting, ready to embrace the dishes as they emerge anew from their cleansing. You take a moment to pause, to surrender to the stillness that has unfolded around you. The rhythm of the world continues outside, but within this kitchen, time seems to expand, stretching moments into infinity and infusing the mundane with pure presence. The sunbeams filter through the window, casting playful shadows, creating patterns on the countertop, an intricate dance of light and dark. Your hands continue their work, but in this pause, you allow yourself to simply be. You listen to the subtle sounds, birds outside, a distant car passing by, the gentle hum of the refrigerator, one symphony of existence flowing into another. You notice the warmth in your chest, akin to the sun's light filtering through, a glow that resonates quietly within you as you finish washing and start to dry. The soft texture of the towel against the warm porcelain becomes a rich sensation. It's one that speaks to you about care and attentiveness. Each pat becomes a whisper of appreciation, a reminder that in every act, potential for mindfulness lies patiently waiting to be discovered. You reach for the last item, a beloved coffee mug, surface warm and familiar, etched with the memories of quiet mornings and sacred sips. You feel the contours and curves in your palm, a reminder of rituals that ground you in the present. With a gentle breath, you wipe its surface, remembering the warmth of the brew inside, how it nourished not just your body, but your spirit. And then, with each piece done, you look at the sink, now empty and pristine, and take a moment to breathe deeply. The task complete, a simplicity lays before you, a moment of mindfulness birthed from the everyday act of cleaning. It ebbs and flows, a gentle acknowledgement of cyclical nature, the intertwined threads of actions, thoughts, and being. Outside, the world continues on its own path, but for you, time has taken on a different shape. The dishes, once a burden, have transformed into a meditation. The act does not need to end. It extends into the day. You carry this presence with you into each interaction, each step, each choice, as you wash away the last remnants of soap with a flick of water. There is a reminder that each moment holds its own beauty, its own merit. You stand now, feeling the stillness in the air, knowing that the simplicity of being vibrant, alive, and aware of each moment is within reach at any time. With a final, gentle sigh, you let go of what was and embrace what is in the gentle warmth of the morning light. As the dishes have found their place in the drying rack, you realize that the true nourishment comes not just from sharing meals, but from the stillness cultivated in the acts of care. Each moment is an invitation to embrace presence and notice the beauty in the ordinary. And as you step away from the sink, may you carry this awareness into the vast tapestry of your day, a steady reminder that every breath holds a world of possibility, waiting patiently for you to arrive. In the gentle unfolding of the present moment, let your breath be your anchor. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, a slow tide of tranquility washing over you. Notice the space around you, the air softly enveloping your body, holding you in this moment. Nothing is required of you but to be here, to simply be. With each breath, settle into the rhythm of now, inviting calmness as a companion. The world outside may rush and swirl, yet here, in this moment, you are safe, you are whole. A vessel of experience waiting to unfold in a quaint kitchen. The soft light of dawn spills through the window, illuminating the remnants of the previous night plates with leftover morsels, cutlery resting in a gentle disarray, and a pot with dried herbs still releasing their earthly perfume. The day has only just begun, and yet there is an invitation lingering in the air, a call to presence wrapped in the simplest of tasks, the act of washing the dishes as you approach the sink. Each step feels significant, the cool floor beneath, your feet grounding you in the moment. You turn on the faucet, and the water begins to flow, soothing symphony of sound that dances through the air like a gentle lullaby. You watch as the water cascades over your hands, cool and refreshing, creating little rivulets that race down the sides of the sink. You reach for the sponge, its texture familiar against your palm. As you squeeze, it releases a small sigh, the sound of air mingling with water. This tiny moment, so ordinary, invites you to pause. What is it to simply wash a dish? To allow the mundane to be adored to the extraordinary. Trace the delicate grooves of its surface with your fingers, each line a silent witness to the meals shared, the laughter echoing through the room. You dip it into the warm, soapy water, feeling the suds burst into tiny bubbles that float like dreams escaping into the morning light. The fragrance of lemony freshness fills your senses, a sweet reminder that even the simplest tasks hold beauty. As you scrub, you become aware of the rhythm you create, the scrape of sponge against porcelain, the gentle splash of water, the whispers of thoughts that drift in and out like clouds across a vast sky. Each sound weaves itself into the tapestry of your experience, a reminder that in this moment, you are both the actor and the observer. You turn your attention to the gentle swirl of foam rising around you, taking form and then dissolving, just like thoughts that come and go. Some are bright, shiny thoughts filled with tomorrow's to-do lists, while others are shadowy worries about the past. You notice them, acknowledge their presence without judgment, and then return your focus to the warmth of the water, the rhythm of your hands as you lather the dishes. You might reflect on what it feels like to be here, present and engaged. Enveloped in this moment, you are not just cleaning. You are honoring the lives that intersected at this table, the connections forged over shared meals, the simple yet profound act of nourishment. Love flows in the gentle soap and water, transforming a task often seen as trivial into an expression of gratitude. Each dish returns to its place, a silent testament to what has been. You glance outside through the window where the world begins to wake. The sun peaks above the horizon, casting long shadows and soft hues of pink and gold. It is a moment suspended in time, a reminder that each day offers new beginnings. As you rinse the last plate, the water runs clear, and you sense a lightness within. The act of washing has become a meditation, drawing you into a state of calm clarity. There is no rush, no next thing waiting to pull you away. There is only the flow, the embrace of now, where perfection is not the goal, but presence is. The path. You place the dishes on a drying rack, the sound of porcelain meeting with a soft punctuation mark in the silence. Here, in this kitchen, stillness is alive, and the air is filled with the promise of a new day. You lean against the counter for a moment, allowing the tranquility to fill you completely. Your breath deepens, softening your body and releasing the remnants of tension carried from the night before. Outside, a bird begins to sing, its notes piercing the quiet with crystalline clarity. Sound grounds you even further, drawing your awareness to the beauty in the ordinary, a reminder that life unfolds in layers. Each moment an invitation to connect, to appreciate. With each note, you feel a sense of belonging within the vast web of existence, a thread interwoven with nature, humanity, and all that is. As the warmth of the sunlight bathes you, you realize that the essence of mindfulness is not in the grand moments, but in recognizing the richness of daily life. Whether washing dishes, making a cup of tea, or even experiencing stillness at a dawn like this, you understand that each act brings with it the opportunity for love and connection. You smile, a simple gesture of gratitude for the experience that has unfolded before you. These moments remind you that life is indeed a series of presents, wrapped not in ribbons and bows, but in the softness of water flowing over skin, the harmony of a dish being cleaned, and the fleeting beauty of a bird's song. And so, with your heart lighter and your mind clear, you step back from the sink into the childlike wonder of the day ahead, grounded in the knowledge that wherever you go, in whatever task awaits, you carry with you this gift of presence, never quite lost, forever available, whispering the endless stories of now. You stand for a while longer, embracing the stillness within and around you. As the familiar hum of the day begins to awaken, perhaps take with you the feeling of that soft water against your skin, the sound of laughter lingering over meals, and the beautiful reminder that every moment, no matter how mundane, is an opportunity to return to yourself. Each breath is a gentle invitation to find peace, to live fully in the now, discovering the extraordinary within the ordinary, now and always. In this moment, let us pause and breathe, enfolding ourselves in the soft embrace of presence. Feel the air around you, a gentle whisper against your skin. Think the rhythm of your breath as it ebbs and flows, like a tide meeting the shore. Allow your thoughts to drift like clouds across an open sky, softening into the expanse of quiet that lies beneath them. Notice the weight of the world softly receding, leaving only the precious, unfurling moment before you. Here, in this space, let us turn our attention to a simple act, an everyday experience, an invitation to be fully present in a small kitchen filled with the warm glow of the afternoon sun. Sunlight danced upon the surfaces of the dishes piled gently in the sink. Each piece bore witness to a meal prepared, shared, and savored. The air was fragrant with echoes of herbs and spices, and the remnants of laughter that had hung there like threads woven through time as she approached the sink. Mary allowed herself to be fully aware of her surroundings, the soft ticking of the clock on the wall, the distant hum of life outside. The gentle rustle of the wind through the leaves saw these sounds, slowly drawing her into this serene moment. She rolled up her sleeves, the coolness of the water washing over her forearms as she dipped her hands into the warm, soapy basin, allowing the gentle suds to cradle her fingers. Each dish was remarkable in its own right, smooth porcelain plates, tinged with colors that reflected last night's dinner, sturdy glassware carrying the remnants of laughter. As Mary picked up the first dish, she felt its familiar weight, a tangible connection to shared moments. She closed her eyes for a moment, and in that darkness, there unfurled a wealth of memories, the scent of time mingling with her grandmother's voice, the way the laughter of friends filled the space, and how time, in those simple moments, seemed to stretch like the daylight streaming through the window. With conscious intention, she began to wash the plate, the sensation of the water swirling around her hands, awakening her sense of touch. Each movement carried a fluid grace, the sponge gliding over the surface like a dancer. As her hands moved, she felt the warm water cascading like a gentle stream, the bubbles rising, bursting into little rainbows of light. Inhaling, she took in the scent of soap, fresh, clean, bright. Thoughts drifted in and out like leaves dancing on a breeze. What should I make for dinner tonight? Did I remember to send that email? Yet, with each thought that arose, she gently acknowledged it, letting it float away like a passing cloud, returning her focus to the here and now. Two sensations lapping at her consciousness. The sound of the water splashing against the dishes became a melody, an orchestra of droplets that sang of simplicity, serving as her guide into greater awareness. She became aware of how the light shifted around her, illuminating the cooled ceramic and the metal of utensils, each glint reflecting the shimmer of her attention. Time slowed. There was nothing urgent, nothing to rush. The act of being dot. As she moved to the next dish's sturdy blue balls, she felt the textured surface beneath the sponge, and she closed her eyes again. She observed the rhythmic pattern of her breathing, how with each inhale she filled her lungs with warmth and light, and with each exhale she let go. Here, in this stillness, there was no pressure, only gentle acceptance and the surrender to this moment of care. With each pass of her hand, she contemplated her connection to these objects. The bowl held stories, remnants of family meals, nourishing sustenance, laughter shared over warm food. As she rinsed it, the water poured from her fingers like a gentle stream. She watched in awe as the glossy surface reflected the room, a miniature universe of fleeting moments and timeless connection. She moved through the dishes, allowing the warmth of the water to envelop her, each item revealing itself as she nurtured it with her hands. As the bubbles dissipated, they whisked away remnants of yesterday, leaving only clarity, a sense of renewal. Each stroke of the sponge against the glass, the crystal clear surface, was an invitation to be here, to explore the delicate balance of care and connection. After what felt like both a brief eternity and the soft tick of a moment, she paused and wiped her hands on a soft towel, feeling the fibers against her skin. Mary allowed herself a moment to simply stand and observe the sink filled with gleaming dishes, sunlight pooling across the counter. The entire process had unfurled into an unexpected meditation, a communion with the ordinary and the extraordinary, held in the present. As she placed the last dish into the dish rack, the room fell into a calm silence, a gentle hush, and she listened to the faint sounds of life outside. laughter of children, a passing car, the rustle of leaves, all strumming the chords of existence. She stood for a moment longer, allowing her breath to flow freely, and noticed how the light now danced through the window, illuminating the dust motes that floated lazily, each one a reminder of the grace found in the simplest moments. Mary stepped back, feeling the warmth of completion wrap around her like a blanket. There was no rush. Within this cocoon of stillness, she could savor the satisfaction of care given, of presence embraced. With a gentle heart, she washed the last of the reminders from her hands, letting the water carry away not just the dirt, but the weight of the day in the quiet of the kitchen. Mary discovered a deep truth. Each moment holds within it the potential for stillness, the dance of water and light, a reflection of life itself. The mundane transformed into magic through the lens of awareness, illuminating the richness of existence in the simplest of acts. In that space, she found not just peace, but a reminder that life, when touched with mindfulness, goes into a beautiful tapestry of connection, woven thread by thread, moment by moment. And in that, we can each find our belonging. In the heart of our bustling lives, where thoughts, race, and worries fluttered like leaves caught in the wind, let us take a moment to settle. Close your eyes, if you wish, and feel your breath, its gentle rise and fall, like the tide caressing the shore. Notice the air, cool and soothing as it touches your skin, inviting you to be here in this very moment. With each inhalation, draw in the present, and with each exhalation, let go of what no longer serves you. Allow yourself to be enveloped in this space where time flows gently and everything else fades away. Here, in the stillness, let us wander together into a simple yet profound moment of life. It was early morning. The sun stretched its golden limbs across the sky, casting a warm glow into the modest kitchen. The world beyond the window was beginning to awaken, the soft chirps of birds merging with the distant murmur of traffic. Here, at the sink, stood Ruth, preparing for another day. Her hands enveloped the smooth handle of a ceramic mug, and as she filled it with water, she savored the comforting weight of it. She watched the liquid cascade down, glimmering like a stream of light, and breathed deeply, fully aware of the sounds surrounding her, the gentle patter of water meeting porcelain, the faint rustle of leaves outside, and the distant hum of life bustling beyond her quiet sanctuary as she began to wash the dishes from last night's dinner. The day's first light illuminated each plate and bowl, transforming them into iridescent canvases. The sponge glided over the surface of a chipped bowl, the scent of soap mingling with the warmth of the water, rising gently around her like a calming fog. Each stroke became a meditation, her mind momentarily unfurling like the first blooms of spring. In her mind, thoughts fluttered like butterflies, flitting from tasks yet undone to plans for the day that lay ahead. Instead of clinging to these thoughts, she invited them to dance in and out, like ripples on still water. The awareness of the present moment wrapped around her, soft yet firm, grounding her in the here and now. In the rhythmic sound of the water, she found a quiet harmony. It spoke to her of patience, each dish requiring its attentiveness. There was no rush, no urgency, just a pure act of being present, washing, rinsing, drying. As her fingers worked through the suds, she took a moment to notice the texture against her skin, the smoothness of ceramic, the slightly jagged edges of glass. Every piece held a story, memories of shared meals, laughter, and connection. A whisper of gratitude coursed through her heart, reminding her of the warmth that accompanies these simple things. The soft thud of the plates as she placed them in the drying rack resonated in a rhythm that soothed her soul. Each thud, a gentle reminder of the cyclical nature of life, the act of caring for her home, an offering of love, a dedication to this life she had crafted over time. Even the small, chipped areas of her favorite fork felt significant, as she recognized that imperfections are part of the beauty of existence. Outside, the world continued its fervent wake-up call. The distant call of a dog barked, the rustle of a newspaper slipping across a porch, the laughter of children starting their day. She let these sounds wash over her, acknowledging each one as it came and went. They formed a background symphony, blending with the cadence of her thoughts and the soft whispers of her heart. And there, in that quiet kitchen, ensconced in the mundane, she began to see how life, in its simplicity, mirrored her very being. Each action was an expression, every sound a note in the melody of her day. As she contemplated the change of seasons, the way nature shifts so gracefully, and how it mimics the ebb and flow of her own journey, the steam rising from the dishes curled around her in warm tendrils, and in that moment, she closed her eyes. She felt her shoulders drop, a sensation of release washing over her, letting go. Here she was, right in the middle of the present, a feeling so rare amidst the noise of rushing thoughts and the chaos that life sometimes brings. Time seemed to expand as she lifted another plate. The cool ceramic contrasting poignantly against the warmth enveloping her from the soapy water. Her movements slowed down, each gesture a meditation, each dip of her hands into the warm embrace of the water inviting her to explore the depths of her own presence. The sun climbed higher, and with it, a quiet clarity began to settle in her mind. Tasks ahead of her still awaited, but for this moment, they receded into the background. Like shadows beneath the trees at midday, the only thing that mattered was the here and now, the vibrant colors of the dishes, the warmth of the water, the steady swell of her breath. Slowly, she transitioned from washing to drying, the soft cloth slipping between her fingers like a whisper of kindness. The ritual unfolded with ease, a dance of intention and awareness. Each section of the cloth absorbing not just moisture, but a sense of peace that began to flow through her with each wipe. She felt lighter, more connected, the act itself becoming a source of joy rather than a chore to be checked off a list. The simple pleasure of being present fed her spirit like nourishment. The gentle rhythm of her body seemed to find its own pulse, matching the beat of the natural world outside. And, as she placed the last glass on the rack, a soft sigh escaped her lips, mingling with the air around her. She stood for a moment, hands resting on the cool countertop, eyes closed, feeling the subtle rise and fall of her chest. The faint thrum of the world moving beyond her kitchen walls. Within that stillness, as if the universe itself whispered, she began to truly accept that the beauty of life lies not in grand gestures, but in these small, intimate moments, the mundane transformed into the extraordinary. Through the act of awareness, as Ruth opened her eyes and gazed at the array of clean dishes shimmering softly under the morning light, a sense of balance washed over her. She realized that this simplicity of washing dishes, of breathing, of simply being holds a grace that is often overlooked. Each moment, when touched with mindfulness, unfolds into a tapestry of connection, beauty, and unencumbered joy. With that thought nestled softly in her heart, she stepped away from the sink, grounded yet light, ready to embrace the day as it unfolded, aware of the stillness that lies at the center of it all. As you take a moment to tune in to your breath, feel the life that flows through you like a gentle stream in a sunlit glade. Inhale and let the air fill your lungs, imagining it as a warm embrace. Exhale softly, releasing any tensions or thoughts that cling like shadows. Allow yourself to settle into this space, a sanctuary of stillness where the present moment unfolds like the petals of a flower. It is here, in this serene pause, that we invite a story to take shape, a simple offering, drawn from the fabric of our everyday lives. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind that drapes the world in a soft glow, inviting stillness and reflection. The sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting dancing patterns upon the worn wooden countertop. For the moment, time seemed to slow, allowing the ordinary to breathe. Maya stood at the sink. The deep porcelain basin filled with warm, soapy water. The familiar rhythm of dishwashing was a dance, a sacred ritual performed in solitude. As she submerged her hands into the bubbly water, she felt the warmth envelop her fingers, the sensation a welcome contrast to the cool air in the room. She picked up a plate, its surface glazed with a constellation of remnants from lunch. With each gentle scrub, she brought her attention to the smooth texture of the dish, to the sound of the ceramic against the sponge, one soft, rhythmic swish at a time. The water whispered as it splashed, singing a low note that reverberated in the quiet of the afternoon. Maya leaned closer, inhaling the subtle scent of the dish soap, a mix of lemon and tranquility. It filled the space, mingling with the air around her, turning the mundane into something sacred. As she stood there, she noticed an inclination to drift away into thoughts, a list of tasks, the noise of the outside world, the worries that often crowded her mind. But in that moment, she chose to stay. She carved out a pocket of stillness, just for herself, focusing back on the plate. She noticed how the suds glimmered like tiny stars, reflecting the sunlight that streamed in. Each plate that emerged from the water was not just a plate. It became a canvas on which mindfulness was painted. She rinsed it under the faucet, feeling the water cascade over her fingertips, washing away the remnants of lunch as easily as it washed away distractions. Time swayed as she moved from plate to fork to mug. Each item spoke to her, fork with a gentle curve, a mug that held the warmth of morning tea. In that moment of presence, they were not just utensils. They were tokens of life lived, each with its own story of nourishment and warmth shared around the table. Each clink of porcelain, each splash of water became a mantra, a gentle reminder to remain anchored in the now. She was not just washing dishes, she was dancing with mindfulness, discovering depth in the simplicity of the task at hand. With each passing moment, her surroundings faded away, and there was only the sound of water and the touch of warmth. In a fleeting moment, she glanced outside. The garden was vibrant, a tapestry of colors painted by the hands of time. She noticed a single butterfly flit from flower to flower, its delicate wings moving with a grace that drew her attention. For just a heartbeat, the fleeting nature of life fell into perspective, each moment as brief and beautiful as the flutter of those wings. Returning her focus to the sink, Maya took a breath, noticing the air filling her lungs once more. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the mundane, for the heartbeats drumming steady in her chest, for the sacredness of simple tasks performed with love. The dishes began to shine, their surfaces reflecting not only the sunlight, but her willingness to be present, to engage fully with the now. With each passing dish, she began to rise, buoyed on a wave of awareness. She watched her thoughts, like clouds passing across the sky of her mind, some dark, some light, without judgment, simply observing. This too shall pass, she thought, as she allowed unhelpful worries to drift away. Much like the soap bubbles that floated gently upward before disappearing, the last dish emerged from the warm wash, a glistening finish illuminating the small kitchen. Maya placed it carefully on the drying rack, each movement mindful and intentional, as though planting seeds of peace into the ground of her soul. She stepped back, surveying her work, the small mountain of clean dishes, sparkling like fresh snow on a bright morning. In that moment of completion, she felt a wave of contentment wash over her. It was not in the act of finishing that she found peace, but in every loving moment spent in the process. In each pulse of breath woven into the fabric of her day, Maya began to dry her hands on a towel, feeling the soft cotton against her skin, a gentle reminder to embrace the texture of life, both the smooth and the rough. As she folded the towel, she recalled the butterfly, that fleeting beauty, dancing through the air, and a knowing settled in. Just like those delicate wings, life was ephemeral, yet profoundly rich in its simplicity. With a quiet heart, Maya made her way to the window, looking out at the garden once more. The butterfly was gone, but the flowers continued to sway gently in the breeze, a soft undulation that echoed the rhythm of her breath. In this moment, she understood the truth of being present amidst the chaos, amidst the stillness. There was beauty to be found everywhere as you step back from this humble tale of washing dishes. Let it remind you of the beauty that lies in every ordinary moment. Each task, each breath is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. Okay? In the simple act of being, we find our place in the fabric of existence. Okay? This sense of presence with you, just as Maya did, allowing the whispers of water and light to guide you home to your heart, to your breath, to the unending grace of simply being. In this moment, as you settle into the space around you, take a deep breath. Feel it fill your lungs, expanding your chest, gently nourishing you with the essence of life itself. As you exhale, let go of any tension, any rush, any thought that pulls you away from the now. Allow your body to relax into the present, anchoring your awareness in this very moment. Here, there are no demands, only the soft rhythm of your breath and the pulse of the world as it unfolds. Today, let us step into a simple encounter with an ordinary experience, allowing it to bloom into the extraordinary through mindfulness. Imagine you find yourself standing in a sunlit kitchen, a space filled with the warmth of late afternoon light, filtering through the window. The light dances upon the counters, creating patterns of gold that flicker and glow. As you glance at the sink, it is full, an offering of dishes waiting patiently, water droplets teetering on the edges, ready to fall. Each plate, every cup, carries remnants of a meal shared, a gathering of laughter, an echo of connection. You reach for the first dish, slightly chipped bowl that has held soup on chilly nights. Circling its smoothness with your fingers, you bring it close, feeling the coolness of it against your skin. You turn on the water, and the gentle splash fills the air, a soothing symphony that harmonizes with the quiet of this moment. As the warm water streams forth, it rises to meet each dish with a gentle embrace, a caress that invites the grime to dissolve and float away. Notice how the sound of the water shifts the heavy rush of it, the splatter against the porcelain. With each bowl you wash, there's a rhythm that emerges, a dance of motion as you dip your hands in the warm water, feeling it wash over you soft, enveloping, as if you're cradling a gentle whisper. The dish soap bubbles to the surface, and you find yourself captivated by its frothy dance. Each bubble is a tiny world, shimmering with the reflections of the kitchen, the window, and the simple life outside. You pause, watching them rise and drift away, realizing how they remind you of thoughts, some lofty and bright, others small and fleeting, all eventually dissolving into the air. As you scrub, your hands move with intention, a dedicated kind of mindfulness blooming in the simplicity of this task. Each stroke is deliberate yet flowing, teaching you a lesson in presence. The sponge glides across the surface, gathering remnants of yesterday's meal, and you allow the sensation to wash over you. The texture of the sponge, the warmth of the water, the scent of the soap bit, all coalesces into a moment when nothing else exists outside of this. And then, to rinse the first bowl under the cascading water, watch the soap pool and turn to silken rivulets that flow off into the sink. With every droplet that departs, there is a recognition, not just the dish that is being cleansed. It's a reminder of the weight we carry with us, the remnants of the past, the worries of tomorrow. A tea you allow the moment to offer you, a lightness, a gentle buoyancy, as if letting go could be as simple as rinsing away. The quietude of the kitchen surrounds you. An orchestra of soft sounds, the trickle of water, the gentle clink of dishes, the hush of the outside world. You inhale deeply, tasting the soap on your lips, sweet and unfamiliar. In this experience, chaos and serenity exist side by side, and you realize how often you rush through life, unaware of the beauty, even in mundane tasks. Every now and then, thoughts drift in: what to cook for dinner, the tasks waiting on your list, a friend's unanswered message. Rather than gripping tightly to them, you notice how they float by, like leaves dancing in a slow stream. Each time you notice your mind drifting off, you lovingly return your focus to the rhythm of washing up. Quiesced, it's an exercise in presence, a soft return to what is real. Here, now. You move through the stack, one dish at a time, losing track of the world outside the window as the sun begins to dip low, painting the sky in pastel hues. Outside, children's laughter drifts through the air, a reminder that life pulses with vibrancy beyond the windows. You can hear the sweet chime of a bell from a distant bike ride, the rustling of trees swaying gently in the breeze, the chirp of birds making their last serenade of the day as the light shifts around you. The kitchen glows, alive with the reflections of the moment. Each dish you place in its designated spot is a cherished act of care, a small offering to yourself. With every plate, every cup, an intention forms. Affirming that there is beauty in the simplicity of caring for one another, in the everyday moments laced with love. With the last dish scrubbed, clean, and placed on the drying rack, you allow yourself a moment of stillness. Your hands are pruned from the water, yet warm, alive with sensation. You take a breath deeper, this time as if pulling the warmth of the kitchen into your very being. Notice how the stillness envelops you now, how the tasks of the day seem less urgent in the face of this peaceful moment. It is enough simply to be. You turn off the faucet, the echo of water sighing softly in its absence, and step back slightly, surveying the space transformed in this simple act of washing dishes. You have found a sanctuary, a place to ground yourself amidst a world that often spins so fast. Grateful, you carry this awareness into your heart, knowing that even in the ordinary, one can uncover the sacred dot. As you conclude this experience, invite the stillness to linger. Recognize that you can return to this space of mindfulness at any moment, simply by engaging your senses, acknowledging the present. Let the whisper of water remind you of the beauty in everyday rhythms, the dance of life flowing continuously. Here lies the gift, a gentle reminder that the present is always, ever waiting for your embrace. What you find in this moment can nourish you long after the task is done, the essence of presence settling softly within your heart. In this moment, as the world slows its frantic pulse, let us gently close our eyes and feel the breath flowing in and out like the tide embracing the shore. Picture a quiet kitchen, a sanctuary woven with memories, bathed in the soft glow of morning light. The gentle hum of the world outside is a reminder of life unfolding. Yet here, in this space, there is an invitation to be still. Imagine the sensations of warmth against your skin, the way the air carries the scent of fresh coffee mingled with the crispness of dawn. Allow yourself to settle into the present, free from the weight of the past and the worry of what may come. Just to be here, now, in this small, sunlit kitchen. The day is just beginning, and the dishes lie waiting in the sink, a quiet congregation of plates, glasses, and silverware, each a testament to shared meals and laughter. The water is cool to the touch as it flows from the faucet, a gentle cascade that invites a moment of contemplation. As the sound of the rushing water fills the air, there is a soothing rhythm or heartbeat within the home. With a soft smile, You step closer, allowing yourself to be enveloped by the sensation of cool porcelain, at the weight of the sponge resting comfortably in your palm. This simple tool, with its worn edges, cradles a world of stories. You dip it into the flowing water, watching as it absorbs and transforms, changing from dry to saturated, ready to begin its work. As you press the sponge against the first plate, a round canvas of memories, you notice the softness of the surface, the smoothness that greets you as the sponge glides effortlessly. A gentle pressure, a slight circular motion, reveals remnants of last night's dinner, the echoes of conversations lingering in the air. You watch the suds rise, tiny bubbles dancing and playing, catching the light as if performing a delicate ballet in this dance of water and light. You breathe in the scent of the soap, a subtle fragrance, clean and crisp. There's a quiet pleasure in the act, an unhurried transition from one moment to the next. As you rinse the plate under the warm water, droplets cascade like tiny jewels, falling away effortlessly, much like thoughts that float into awareness before drifting away. You find yourself immersed in this operation, each dish a new beginning. The clink of glass against glass, the gentle swish of water, the fading sound of the outside world. These sounds weave a tapestry of presence. In this simple task, you feel the weight of your feet on the cool floor, the steady ground beneath you, anchoring you in this slice of time. The world outside may still spin hurriedly. It's the chaos of life carrying on. But here, each motion becomes a meditation. You feel the warmth of the water seep through your fingers, the way it envelops and embraces. There is a simplicity in washing dishes, as if each plate is inviting you to reflect on the moment, to be present with it, without judgment or expectation. As you move from plate to bowl, you catch glimpses of your own thoughts. They swirl like the steam rising from the basin, sometimes heavy with worry, sometimes light and fleeting. You notice how they come and go, like the bubbles that rise and pop. There's a release in observing them without trying to control or grasp them. Just as the washed plates surrender to the water's current, you pause, allowing the sensation of the water to fill your senses, your breath deepening as you soak in this connection. Every scoop of soapy suds becomes an offering, every rinse an act of gentle kindness to the self. You are reminded that life, too, is about the ebb and flow, the cycles of cleansing and renewal. In the rhythm of your work, you notice a small window, the light spilling in like golden honey, illuminating the dust motes, dancing lazily through the air. They shimmer softly, a reminder of the beauty found in the ordinary, in the overlooked moments. With each wood grain of the table beneath your elbow, with each glistening stainless steel fork, there lies an unspoken story waiting to be acknowledged. The fabric of your mind begins to weave together with your body's movements. You feel the tension in your shoulders start to dissolve as you wash, rinse, and stack. The cycle repeats, yet each movement draws you deeper into connection, into presence. You listen to the faint hum of life, outside birds chirping, a distant car engine, laughter from a neighbor's home, each sound a thread in the tapestry of your experience. Then, slowly, amidst the quiet symphony of plates and water, a thought arises, a smile curling at the corners of your mouth as you recognize the beauty of impermanence. Just as the bubbles rise and pop, so to do the frustrations and concerns of yesterday dissolve into the present moment. Each plate wiped clean reflects a fresh start, an opportunity to embrace what lies ahead. With this gentle insight, you take a breath longer and deeper, allowing it to fill your belly and chest, grounding you further into the space of the unfolding. Now, time seems to stretch and bend within the rhythm of your task, an invitation to simply be without urgency. Absorbed in the harmony of doing something as mundane as washing dishes. The last dish, a solitary mug holding the warmth of last night's tea, glows with familiarity. You take a moment to smile at its shape, the way it, too, holds stories shared over quiet moments in late-night conversations. Cradling it tenderly in your hands, you feel gratitude swell, grateful for the rituals of life that nurture connection, and for this pause to simply exist. As you stack the final dish, a wave of stillness washes over you. The sink is empty now, the remnants of yesterday washed away, leaving a sense of clarity that resonates through your body and mind. You glance around the kitchen, everything polished, shining softly in the morning light, a reflection of your own internal landscape. In the lingering warmth of the moment, you come to rest in the understanding that, like the water that flowed freely through your fingers, life too is a continual unfolding. Here, in the quiet and simplicity of the everyday, there exists an eternal rhythm, a reminder to wash away the distractions and immerse fully in the precious gift of the present. As you take a final breath, savoring the stillness, let it carry you forward, grounded in peace, ready to embrace what this day may bring. As the dawn begins to unfold, the world outside stirs softly, cocooned in the hush of first light. Take a moment to settle into your breath. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the cool, crisp air of morning, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension that may have woven itself into your shoulders. Let the stillness around you wrap gently around your being, inviting you to listen to the whispers of the world, to the quiet rhythm of your own heart. It's here, in this sacred space of now, we open a door to possibility. Ready to embrace the simple art of being. Imagine a small kitchen bathed in the tender glow of the morning sun. Rays of light stream through the window, casting delicate patterns on the warm wooden countertops. A single dish sits in the sink, a humble plate that holds stories of yesterday. It's both an invitation and a reminder of meals shared, laughter resonating through the air of moments savored and devoured. As you step closer to the sink, feel the cool ceramic beneath your fingertips. The water runs clear, glimmering as it dances and curls in graceful tendrils. You turn the faucet on gently, letting the sound of the flowing water fill the space, a soft melody inviting you deeper into the now. Close your eyes for just a heartbeat. The sound envelops you, a soothing embrace that calls you to be fully present with each tap of your fingers against the smooth surface of the plate. There's a chance to reflect. You hold the plate firmly, feel its shape, recognize its familiarity. You take a moment to glide your thumb along its edge, tracing the ridges and curves as if mapping out a journey of connection. The sensations flourish in your palm, the texture, the temperature, the weight that cradles the universe of its own unspoken history. Then, you dip the plate into the water, synchronizing the rhythm of your breath with the ebb and flow of the liquid. The bright bubbles that rise like tiny orbs of joyful laughter shimmer in the sunlight, inviting you to play, to explore, to dance within the simplicity of cleaning. Let yourself become absorbed in the gentle swells of the water as it slips through your fingers. Cool and refreshing and exquisite. Moment of awareness among the chaos of everyday life as you mindfully scrub every facet of the plate with a sponge. Notice the smell of the dish soaps, wheat, and faintly floral. It mingles with the warmth of the sun-kissed air. Each movement becomes a meditation, each stroke a reaffirmation of care. Here lies the sacredness of this moment, the purity of intention. The act of washing becomes not a chore, but a ritual of love and gratitude. Who would have thought that such an ordinary task could be so reflecting, so beautiful? Yet here you are, witnessing the transformation of this simple dish returning to its pristine state. As you rinse away the suds, observe how effortlessly they drift into the sink, swirling together in a gentle dance, leaving nothing but clarity behind. There is wisdom in this, reminding you of the beauty found in letting go, in allowing the natural rhythm of life to carry you along. Thoughts bubble up, and you allow them to float by like wisps of cloud against a clear blue sky. This is not a time for judgment. It is a time for acceptance. If you feel distractions arising, perhaps the to-do list of your day or the concerns that linger just beyond this moment, let them simply drift away. They are but clouds passing overhead, and you, the unwavering sky, remain anchored in this very experience. With the last rinse, the plate gleams in the light, and you find yourself smiling softly, a spontaneous reflection of the joy found in the simplest acts. Each plate, each cup, each piece of silverware is a testament to the nourishment they have provided, the experiences shared around the table, the memories woven into the fabric of time. As you place the freshly washed plate in the dish rack, an awareness blooms within you. This act, this moment, is not merely about hygiene or order. It is about connection to your surroundings, the essence of life coursing through the ordinary, the beauty that simmered just beneath the surface. It is an invitation to engage with the present, to honor the quiet moments where tranquility resides. You take a step back and observe the now clean kitchen, infused with light and a soft sense of peace. The world outside is awakening, in each sound the chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves fills the air with life, harmonizing with your breath. You stand there in this sanctuary of stillness, cradling the truth that the present holds all that you need, if only you dare to embrace it. As you turn from the sink, take one last breath of the morning air, deep and hearty, letting it linger within your body like the warmth of this moment. For every task, every detail of your day offers an opportunity to return to your center, to find stillness amid the busyness. In the act of washing one dish, you have unfolded a universe of awareness and peace. Carry this feeling with you as you step forward into the day, grounded in the knowledge that even the smallest moments can hold great depth when viewed through the lens of presence and gratitude. In this moment, as you settle into the gentle embrace of the present, let the world outside melt away. Allow your breath to flow in and out, unhurried, like the whisper of wind through the trees. Feel your body anchored and alive, your thoughts like drifting clouds in a clear blue sky. Wherever you are, let the tranquility of this moment envelop you, inviting you to become a curious observer of life as it unfolds. It was one of those rainy afternoons when the world seemed to pause, wrapped in the soft gray blanket of clouds that hung low in the sky. The rhythm of raindrops tapping against the window created a soothing melody, each drop a gentle reminder of life's natural ebb and flow. Inside, the air was humid and rich with the scent of damp earth, soothing and familiar as you sit by the window, a steaming cup of tea cradled between your palms. Notice how the warmth seeps through the ceramic, traveling up to your skin and into your being. You take a slow sip, feeling the warmth spread in your chest, the tangy notes of lemon brightening the earthy taste. It is a moment of pure, unguarded pleasure, reminder that even the simplest of acts can hold profound beauty. The rain continues, its symphony varying in intensity, sometimes a gentle patter, other times a fervent downpour. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing on the sound, letting it wash over you like a wave. As each drop lands, it seems to hold a story, a delicate tale spun from the clouds, cradled in the arms of gravity. With every heartbeat, you find yourself being lulled deeper into a state of relaxation, soft surrender to the moment. As you breathe in deeply, letting the air fill your lungs, you recall the plants that lean closer to the windowsill, their leaves glistening. The rain nourishes them, and you feel a kinship with their rootedness, a shared vitality that ties you to all living things. If you imagine their thirsty roots drinking from the earth, soaking up the life-giving water, a reminder of your own thirst for nourishment, both physical and emotional. Outside, the world takes on a different hue, The colors deepen, the greens of foliage appear richer, the browns of the earth more profound. You can almost sense the life awakening within the soil. Tiny droplets cascading down to coax seeds into their stories of growth. This awareness unfolds gently, like the petals of a flower, revealing that every moment holds the potential for transformation, if only you pause to listen. As the rain taps rhythmically, else you allow your thoughts to drift like leaves carried by the wind. You notice them without judgment, watching as they swirl in and out of consciousness, charming distractions that take you briefly to the past or the future. Perhaps they bring you memories of summers spent by rivers or plans yet to be fulfilled, but you choose to remain here, rooted in the now, letting each thought bubble up and then recede like the rising and falling tide. You open your eyes once more, gazing outside. The rain blurs the boundaries. The world outside morphs into a watercolor painting, soft and flowing, colors bleeding into one another. A vivid reminder of impermanence. You watch as a small bird flits from tree to tree, its feathers slick with rain, the movement both wild and graceful. It reminds you that life thrives even amidst the storm, and this resilience resonates within you, a flicker of warmth, a sense of hope. You pull your gaze back to the tea, noticing the way steam curls and dances before dissipating into the air. Each tendril evaporates softly, reminding you of breath, how it rises and falls within you. A constant cycle, ebbing and flowing as naturally as night turns to day. You take another sip, letting the warmth cascade down your throat, imagining the rich tapestry of herbs leaving subtle traces of flavor on your tongue. You smile softly, absorbing the magic in this small yet profound experience, reminder that joy resides in the smallest moments. The shared silence of a rainy day. Time stretches as the rain falls, each moment an invitation to engage more deeply with this stillness. You rise from your chair, your feet meeting the cool wooden floor, reminder of gravity, of being anchored in your body. You move toward the window, placing your hand gently on the glass, feeling its cool surface while watching the raindrops race each other down the pane. With each drop, allow your finger to trace an invisible path, an exploration of life's flow, an acknowledgement of the journey as the rain begins to slow. A new sound emerges, the soft patter of droplets falling from the overhang onto the ground below, a gentle percussion, like nature's heartbeat, reminding you to listen, observe, and appreciate the beauty in transitions. The light outside shifts, revealing soft glimmers as the clouds part briefly, allowing a shy sunbeam to peek through. You watch as it hits a nearby puddle, transforming the water into a tapestry of colors, refracting the world around with each shift, a new perspective. You find yourself smiling, not just with your lips, but with a warmth that starts in your heart and spreads outward to each part of your being. There is a beauty, a sense of grandeur in the ordinary, and you realize that the rain, the tea, and the stillness have woven together into a moment that feels sacred, infinitesimal, yet immense. It is a reminder that within the chaos of life, there is always a space for quietude, for reflection, for presence. With this understanding, you begin to stretch gently, feeling your muscles awaken from their rest, the silent invitation to return to the body. Each stretch is a message of appreciation for the vessel that carries you, for the body that holds your stories, your experiences, your breaths. You return to the chair, embracing the quiet, the presence of the universe in every breath, every heartbeat, and every thought. Outside, the rain has ceased, and the world emerges, vibrant and alive. Droplets clinging to each leaf, each petal, each blade of grass, testament to the power of stillness, the importance of softness in a world that often pushes for more. You feel a sense of gratitude blooming within you for the rain, for the tea, for this moment that demands nothing from you, yet gives everything in return. As you sit in this tranquil space, Under the soft light of the afternoon, take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Carry with you the essence of this moment, the understanding that life's beauty lies not only in grand events, but in the intimate details of everyday experiences. The rain may have stopped, but the rich hum of life continues, and you are forever a part of this quiet symphony. So allow this peace to settle into your being, anchoring you for whatever comes next. A gentle reminder that each moment is a gift waiting to be unwrapped, a new adventure just waiting for your presence. In the soft embrace of dawn, when the world is still draped in slumber, there exists a momentous slender thread of time inviting you to pause, to breathe, and to simply be. The air is cool and crisp, whispering secrets of the new day. Allow yourself to sink into this moment where worries dissolve like morning mist and the cacophony of thoughts begins to quiet. Feel the weight of your body pressing gently into the surface beneath you, a reminder that you are here, anchored in the now. With each breath you take, let the rhythm guide you further into the stillness. An invitation to witness the unfolding of a simple yet profound story in a modest kitchen. Amidst the clinking of porcelain and the gentle break of day stood Clara, her hands immersed in warm, soapy water. The sun had just begun its ascent, casting golden rays through the window, creating a mosaic of light and shadow across the cool, tiled floor. Each drop of water caught the sunlight, sparkling like tiny diamonds, a moment of beauty held within the mundane. As Clara began her morning ritual of washing the dishes, she noticed the familiar weight of the sponge in her hand, soft against her palm, a gentle pressure that grounded her. She lifted the first plate, its surface still gleaming from the night before. Rinsing it under the soothing stream of water, she felt the warmth enveloping her fingertips, the gentle caress of the liquid as it flowed, washing away the remnants of yesterday's meals. The water sang a silent song, whispering encouragement, and each swirl and splash echoed in her mind like a percussive heartbeat. Bringing her deeper into the present, she took a moment to really see the plate, a swirl of soft hues, a tableau of imperfect beauty. In that instant, Clara realized she was not just cleaning a dish. She was engaging in an act of creation, a transformation. With each stroke of the sponge, she was releasing the remnants of past moments, making space for the promise of the day ahead. The kitchen was adorned with sounds, the gentle hum of the refrigerator, the distant chirping of birds welcoming the dawn, each note threading through the air, weaving a quiet symphony that surrounded her in tranquility. Clara became aware of her breath, a gentle ebb and flow, like the tide, rising and falling with each passing moment. It anchored her, a focal point that brought her back to the rhythm of the now. As she moved to the next dish, a sturdy mug with flecks of blue, memories stirred within her. It had been a gift from a dear friend who had now moved far away. She held it delicately, running her thumb over the smooth surface, allowing herself to wander into the warmth of shared laughter and conversations over steaming cups of coffee. She imagined her friend's face, the delight in her eyes, the way they would sit together in cozy silence, hands cradling their mugs, sipping slowly, savoring the present. Clara chuckled softly, a moment of nostalgia washing over her like the warm water enveloping the dishes. How lovely it is to remember, she mused, acknowledging the beauty in the transition between the past and the now. Each moment is a nesting doll, holding within it layers upon layers of experience, all essential, all real. But this morning was not merely about reminiscing. Clara returned her attention to the act of washing, refocusing on the gentle scrubbing, the sensation of the sponge gliding across the cool ceramic. With every circular motion, she felt a soft release in her shoulders, a letting go of the tensions that had become familiar companions in her day-to-day existence. The suds formed billowing clouds, catching the light and dancing like tiny fairies around her hands. She laughed again, delighting in the sheer absurdity of it all. These little moments of joy, tucked away in the simple act of dishwashing, in the soft lull of the morning. As she rinsed and placed each plate into the dish rack to dry, she began to notice the spaces between her thoughts, the pauses where clarity emerged, where the flurry of worries and plans began to dissolve into gentle clarity. Clara shifted her attention to the sensations of the water on her skin, the warmth smoothing over her wrists. As she immersed herself deeper in the process, it became less about the task at hand and more about the experience of being fully present, enveloped in a cocoon of mundane tranquility. The gentle sounds of the water, the rhythmic movement of her hands, and the soft morning light merged into a tapestry of sensory delights. The air was fragrant with the soap's fresh scent, tickling her nose, evoking a simple joy that filled the corners of her heart. It was as though the kitchen had transformed into a sacred space, a quiet sanctuary for her thoughts and feelings to dance, uninhibited and free. With each movement, she found an opportunity to connect not only with herself, but with the feelings that often hid behind the clatter of daily life. The soft ache of fatigue, the longing for connection, the joy of existence. They all fought for her attention, and in this moment of stillness, she welcomed them with open arms. Clara recognized them not as burdens to carry, but as friends, inviting her deeper into the experience of life. Finally, with the last dish placed carefully in the rack, she stepped back and surveyed her work. The kitchen, once cluttered and scattered, now glistened in the morning light, each item in its place, reflecting a sense of peace. Clara felt a warm swell of satisfaction, a quiet achievement revealed in the simple act of being mindful, embracing the moment. As she wiped her hands on a towel, she became aware of the world around her, the sounds of morning humming softly, like a lullaby lulling her soul. She heard the faint sounds of her neighbor's dog barking playfully, the rustle of trees outside as the breeze danced through the leaves, a reminder of the life teeming beyond her kitchen walls. And in that awakening, she discovered a profound insight. The magic of presence resided not in grand revelations, but in the delicate dance of everyday life. There was beauty in the mundane, a depth to be uncovered in the simplest of tasks. Clara took a deep breath, her chest rising and falling, in gratitude, allowing the essence of these moments to settle like warm sunlight upon her heart. She smiled gently, knowing that today was not just another day, but a fresh canvas, ready to be painted with the hues of presence and awareness. As the soft light filled the kitchen and the world awakened outside, Clara carried with her the quiet joys, the gentle reminder that life unfolds in layers, each moment inviting us to slow down, to notice, and to be present. In the mosaic of our days, there are myriad opportunities for connection and reflection, found in the smallest acts of living. So, as you step into your day, carry this awareness with you, gently cradling the stillness, allowing it to infuse each moment with grace and the warmth of mindful presence. In this moment, as you settle into your seat, gently close your eyes if it feels comfortable, or soften your gaze upon a spot in the room. Take a deep breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs, expanding your belly like a soft balloon, and then slowly release it, feeling the weight of the day beginning to dissolve. Inhale again, savoring the crisp sensation of breath, and exhale, letting go of any tension you may be holding. As you draw your awareness inward, allow thoughts to float by like leaves on a stream, acknowledging their presence without judgment. Here, in this space, we invite you to become a witness to life as it unfolds, to embrace the simplicity and profundity of each moment. It was a quiet Saturday morning, the kind that came gently to life, hinting at a day both ordinary and profound. Sunlight spilled through the window, casting warm pools of light on the wooden floor, creating patterns that danced ever so slightly with the breeze. The kitchen, still adorned with the remnants of a simple breakfast, felt like a sanctuary, a space where time could stretch, where stillness could dwell amidst the clamor of life. You moved to the sink, the soft clink of ceramic dishes providing a rhythmic backdrop as you prepare to wash. The water flows crisp and clear, cascading from the faucet like a gentle stream, reflecting the sunlight in a playful shimmer. You pause for a moment, hands hovering over the water, feeling the coolness before it warms to the temperature of your skin. As you submerge the first plate, your fingers embrace its smooth surface. There is a sensation of both solidity and vulnerability, as if the plate holds the stories of countless meals shared. The warm, soapy water envelops your hands, creating a soft barrier against the world. As you scrub, the scent of lemon and apple blossoms mingles, filling the air with a soothing aroma that sparks a nostalgic memory of spring days long past. Each dish becomes a small world as you immerse yourself in the act, lifting a bowl and watching the beads of water race down its curve. The sound of water splashing, the soft clinking of porcelain against porcelain, all form a gentle symphony that draws you deeper into presence. With each circular motion, you discover a deeper level of awareness, not just of the dishes, but of yourself, thoughts silently surfacing, then fading like the bubbles that form and dissolve. Maybe a thought drifts in, an urgent reminder of a task left undone, or a worry about tomorrow begins to bubble to the surface. Instead of pushing it away, you allow it to be, recognizing it as part of the greater rhythm of your mind, like ripples on the surface of a pond, momentary and transient. You bring your attention back to the water, the gentle friction of the sponge against the plate, the warm embrace of the soapy liquid. In this simplicity, you find a subtle invitation to just be . As you place the cleaned dishes in a drying rack, you notice a small, delicate vase nestled there, an heirloom passed down through generations, fragile yet unyielding. Your fingers graze its surface, the coolness reminding you of the circular nature of life, fragility embraced by strength. Moments cherished through care. It echoes the stories of laughter and sadness, of gatherings and silences, much like the feelings that quietly settle within your heart. With each new dish, you dedicate this moment not just to cleansing, but to honoring the meals shared, the friendships forged, the love poured into every moment of connection. You feel the familiar weight of gratitude expand in your chest with every rinse. The water flows freely, a reminder of the ebb and flow of all things. The rhythm envelops you, and you surrender to it, like a leaf caught in the tender caress of a stream. Gradually, you find yourself drawing back mentally into a more expansive awareness. You step away from the dishes, perhaps a bit too soon, but so acutely aware of the stillness echoing around you. The quiet hum of the refrigerator coexists with the faint chirping of birds outside, a celebration of this peaceful morning unfolding. As you turn away from the sink and step into the sunlight pouring through the window, you feel its warmth on your skin, a gentle kiss from the universe, a reminder that life in all its simplicity pulses around you. You allow your gaze to drift out the window where trees dance in slow motion, their leaves shimmering in the light breeze. The colors blend harmoniously, greens kissed with gold, revealing the beauty of the present moment. The awareness of your surroundings begins to expand further, how the air feels as it brushes past your cheeks, how the shadows waltz across the floor, reminding you that the day is both bright and dim, filled with contrasts. Such is the nature of life. You breathe, yet again, allowing your heart to fill with the gentle rhythm of existence. Grateful, you stand for a moment longer, absorbing the vibrant life outside, feeling the echo of warmth in your chest that radiates outward. Every breath seems to say, here I am. With intention, you decide to step forward, leaving the dishes behind confidently, no longer a task on a to-do list, but a part of the living tapestry of the day. With each stride, you carry the warmth of the sunlight and the serenity of the moment, feeling deeply rooted in this very experience. In the midst of our lives, the ordinary can emerge as extraordinary when we open ourselves to presence. Like the simple act of washing dishes, moments can cradle the weight of reflection, renewal, and gratitude. In letting go of the incessant urges to rush or worry, we invite peace into our hearts. As you return to the rhythm of your day, carry this gentle awareness with you, a reminder that each moment, no matter how seemingly mundane, is a sacred opportunity to step into life, to embrace, and to simply be. In this moment, let us pause, breathe, and arrive. Feel the air as it softly enters your lungs, cool and refreshing, and then, just as gently, flows out into the world. Let the weight of the day sink softly into the ground beneath you, like a feather floating down to rest. There is nowhere to be but here, nowhere to go but inward. Embrace the space around you, the gentle symphony of everyday life, an orchestra of sounds that weaves the tapestry of now. As the story unfolds, allow yourself to drift into the gentle waves of presence, observing each moment with a quiet heart and an open mind. In a small kitchen, where sunlight spilled through the window like molten gold, a woman named Ilara stood at the sink. The small room, though humble, was filled with the lingering aroma of rosemary and garlic, remnants of last night's dinner. Today, the rhythm of her life would slow, a brief interlude between the obligations that called her name. Ilara filled the basin with warm water, watching as the steam curled and danced before her like an ethereal wisp. She reached for the first dish, a faded blue plate, its edges chipped and worn. She felt its smooth surface against her fingers, the weight of it comforting in her palm. As she immersed it in the warm water, the sound of water splashing was both a song and a sigh. Each drop was a reminder of the playful play of life, and she allowed herself to be lulled into this simple act of care. With a sponge in hand, she began to gently scrub the plate, the rhythmic motion offering a sense of connection, not just to the plate, but to the process of cleaning, of nurturing. The soft, circular strokes became a meditation. Each sweep a way of expressing gratitude for the meals shared, the laughter that had echoed through these walls. The scent of soap mingled with the remnants of her dinner, filling the air with a light, fresh aroma that invited her to breathe a little deeper as she worked. Her thoughts began to drift like clouds across a summer sky. A list of tasks fluttered through her mind-work emails, grocery lists, the laundry that awaited her. With each thought, she gently acknowledged its presence without judgment, letting it float away like a leaf on the water. In this moment, she chose to be fully present, to honor the simple act of washing the dishes as sacred. The sound of the water flowing, the rhythm of the sponge against the plate became her mantra. She melted into the experience, feeling the warmth of the water wrap around her hands, almost as if it were a soft embrace. She noticed how each rise and fall of her breath matched the motion and inhale accompanying the upward stroke, a slow exhale with the downward motion. As she continued, she recognized a subtle shift within her, a flicker of calm igniting in the back of her mind. Next, she reached for a fork, its cool metal catching the light. She held it up, examining the tiny bits of the past clinging to its prongs, remnants of shared meals and moments. With each stroke of soap and water, it transformed from a harbinger of chaos to a symbol of renewal. She allowed a smile to bloom on her lips, reveling in the playfulness of transforming even the smallest task into an act of love and care. Ilara took a moment to stand still, eyes closed, and felt the cool breeze wafting through the open window, brushing against her cheeks like a whisper. Outside, the world continued its dance. She could hear a child's laughter mingling with the chirping of birds and the distant rumble of voices. Each sound invited her to be fully here, a gentle reminder that life was unfolding around her, even as she engaged in this quiet moment. Returning to her task, she picked up a stubborn pot, its surface clouded with the evidence of culinary experiments. She felt gratitude wash over her, not just for the pot, but for the creativity that had led her to create these meals, the shared moments made richer through the flavors she had crafted. As she scrubbed away the remnants, she imagined their heat, the colors pooling on their plates, the smiles that had graced their tabula dance of nourishments shared with each dish. She observed her own thoughts, concern for the mess, the ticking clock reminding her of responsibilities, and yet she gently redirected her focus, returning to the warmth of the water and the simple beauty of her task. Every bubble that rose and burst mirrored the thoughts that emerged and faded away. Just bubbles, nothing to hold on to, nothing to worry about. The last dish was finished, and Alara began to rinse them under the cool stream of the faucet. She could feel the residual warmth of the water against her skin, a soft reminder of the work completed. As she set the clean dishes aside, she noticed the gentle glisten of them drying in the sunlight, each one standing as a testament to this moment of serenity. Standing at the sink, looking around her kitchen, she felt a wave of tranquility wash over her, filling the spaces around her with warmth. Her heart echoed with a soft understanding. In each task lies a chance for mindfulness, a practice of honoring the everyday. She had set aside the chaos, if only for this moment, finding clarity in the act of being present. As Alara put away the last dish, she took a deep breath, aware of the silence wrapping around her like a gentle shroud. This was her life, not merely a series of tasks to get through, but a beautiful mosaic of moments each, one just as sacred as the last. The stillness between the waves of her day became a source of peace, where everything slowed to reveal the hidden treasures of being fully alive. In this space, she felt grounded, content, ready to engage with the world once more, knowing that the rhythm of presence was always just a breath away. In this moment, let us welcome the quietude of being. She settle into the breath that flows in and out like the gentle lapping of waves against the shore. Allow each inhale to fill you with a sense of space, and each exhale to release the weight of the day. Picture yourself as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, its light softly scattering like whispered secrets through the trees. Here, in this fleeting twilight, let us journey into the present, finding solace in the rhythm of the everyday, in a small, sunlit kitchen where the walls were the warmth of countless gatherings. A woman named Clara stood before the sink, the day's remnants lightly coated on dishes piled high. The soft hum of the refrigerator and the distant chirping of birds created a comforting symphony of home. The sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating motes of dust that danced in a slow waltz. Timeless and unhurried, Clara took a breath, grounding herself in the here and now. She turned on the tap and listened to the gentle rush of water, the sound cascading like a soft waterfall, a balm to the day's hustle. Lightful steam curled upward, wrapping around her as she placed her hands beneath the stream, feeling the warmth envelope her fingers. Initially, she noticed the heat, and in the coolness of the ceramic bowl she reached for next each dish, a simple reminder of nourishment shared. As she began to scrub, the lingering sense of onion and garlic from the night's meal curled back toward her nose, inviting memories of laughter and stories spun over steaming plates. Submerging her hands deeper into the warm water, she felt it cascade over her skin, each droplet akin to raindrops falling on a steel like crippling outward, carrying away tension with every gentle glide. with each dish. Clara became aware of the soap's rich lather, soft and pillowy beneath her fingertips. She could see the foam swirling like cloudslide and fleeting yet pressing into her palms, a tactile reminder to embrace what was present. Each flick of her wrist sent bubbles dancing, breaking free and floating lazily to the surface, much like thoughts in her mind. They surfaced, bright and effervescent, but were not hers to hold, and it struck her then, the beauty in the mundane. How washing dishes could transform into an act of meditation, a sacred ritual of care. As the sponge met the plate with a gentle scrape, she was no longer just cleaning, but engaging, involved fully in each moment. An awareness blossomed. Sensations stacked one atop the other, water pooling in the bowl, the scent of lavender dish, soap twirling with the steam, sunlight warming her face, a rich tapestry woven from simple threads. A thought drifted in like a wayward cloud, questioning the worth of this task, wondering what lay beyond the confines of the kitchen. But Clara simply acknowledged this thought and then nudged it aside, much like she'd sweep away the soft suds from the edge of a dish. There were tasks yet unfinished, worries yet unaddressed, but here, in this small space, she was safe. The world could wait. As if in tune with her thoughts, the water paused momentarily, swirling around the drain before gushing once more, a reminder to let go. An invitation to release the grasp of the day's worries, its busyness, its endless lists, and return to the fluidity of being. Clara watched the water spiral, surrendering the debris of her duties, and with it, her mind began to settle. With each rinse, Clara felt her heart beat slow, each pulse echoing in harmony with the sound of the water. She'd often measured her worth by the ticking clock, a constant hum of productivity. Yet, in this sanctuary, she found solace in each measured breath. Each rotation of her wrist, reminder that life unfolds not in grand gestures, but within the minuscule moments that define us. As she moved to the next dish, Clara remembered the children's laughter, the bright eyes of her loved ones who had gathered around that very table. The joy shared amongst them garlanded each meal with a touch of belonging that made the mundane sacred. Here she was, nurturing not just the dishes that awaited her, but the very essence of her life, one brimming with connection and memory. The warm air brushed against her cheek, encouraging her to remain in this warmth, in this intimate interaction. The splashes became not just sounds of chores, but musical notes in a symphony of everyday life. She could hear the echo of their voices carried through the air, a reminder to see beauty in the ordinary. It was an illustration of life's simple pleasures: warm shower, a quiet morning, a graceful farewell to the sun. When the last dish was placed on the drying rack, she looked down at her hands, the water glistening on her fingers, the skin slightly pruned, but alive with sensation. She felt a flicker of satisfaction welling up within her. No longer a byproduct of completed tasks, but a deep-rooted appreciation for the act itself. Each dish now sparkled in the light, a testament to her presence, mindful and engaged, as she took a step back, wiping her hands on a towel. Clara took in the surroundings, the kitchen transformed, the sink glistening, reflecting the golden light from the window. She realized this mundane task had created clarity, a moment suspended from the whirl of demands outside these four walls. Here she was, alive with the possibilities of presence, each captured breath a gentle anchor guiding her back to gratitude. In the quiet hum of the kitchen, Clara stood at the doorway of awareness. The simple act of washing the dishes had opened a door to deeper connection within herself and to all that surrounded her. She stepped back, letting the warmth of the day cradle her in peace, knowing that life unfolds in these tender moments of stillness. As you carry this experience with you, remember how the gentle flow of water can be both a mirror and a muse, reflecting the beauty of presence as you navigate the tapestry of your days. In the quiet realm of the everyday, there exists a profound beauty waiting to be discovered. As you settle into this moment, invite your breath to flow gently, like the soft whisper of wind through leaves. Allow your shoulders to drop, your heart to open, and your mind to quiet. As you breathe in, notice the air filling your lungs, a simple reminder of being here right now. The world, with all its noise and rush, fades into a gentle hum. Center your awareness on this breath, on the gentle rise and fall of your body, welcoming the unfolding story of presence that is about to envelop you in a sun-drenched kitchen. The morning light cast delicate patterns, like brushstrokes of golden paint across the countertops. The sound of water running in the sink harmonized with the distant trill of birds outside, their melodies weaving through open windows. It was the start of a new day, yet this moment felt like a quiet island in a sea of busy thoughts and anxious plans. A woman stood at the sink, immersed in the ritual of washing dishes. The soapy water danced beneath her fingertips, the warm bubbles rising and bursting in miniature fountains of joy. Each dish, a story brought to life. The chipped mug, from her grandmother, smooth and familiar. The plate that held the laughter-filled memories of dinner shared with friends. She picked up each item with reverence, a moment of reflection woven into the fabric of her daily responsibilities. As she began with the first dish, a simple glass, she immersed herself in the act of cleansing. The glide of the sponge caressed its surface, releasing tiny beads of water that sparkled in the sunlight like fleeting memories. She could feel the warmth of the water against her skin, the contrast between the cool air of the room and the gentle heat rising from the sudsy water. With each stroke of the sponge, she felt a slow unraveling of tension, every movement a deliberate dance of mindfulness. The world around her faded even further. Not a single thought from the outside seemed to matter. There were only the dishes and the delicate sensations of connection water slipping through her fingers. Soap's soft scent enveloping her like a long-forgotten embrace. Time lost its grip, guiding her deeper into presence as the rhythm of washing became a mantra. Each dish a step on a path toward clarity. With every rinse, she let go of worry, letting the warm water wash over the glass, sending cascading droplets splashing against the sink's silver bottom. It was a delicate music, punctuated by the faint sounds of the bustling world beyond her kitchen, child laughing somewhere, sirens in the distance, a car engine thrumming as it drove past. All remained there, yet here she was, fully enveloped in the sacredness of an ordinary task. Occasionally her thoughts would drift like a leaf on water, but she didn't chase them. Instead, she allowed them to float freely, acknowledging their presence without judgment. The thoughts were simply clouds passing overhead, sometimes light and fluffy, sometimes dark and toiling, but with each blink, they drifted away, illuminating the vastness of her empty mind as she focused on the gentle rhythm of the sponge. The dishes continued to pile up, yet they transformed into fragments of a larger mosaic, patches of light and shadow on her countertop, the ceramic bowl holding remnants of last night's cereal, the silverware intricately intertwined like a family story told in spoons and forks. As she rinsed each piece, she whispered blessings of gratitude, thankfulness for the food that had nourished them, for the laughter that had echoed in the kitchen. Halfway through her task, a moment of stillness enveloped her. She paused, allowing the water to run over her hands, her gaze falling upon a single droplet that hung precariously from the edge of the faucet. It shimmered like a precious gem, catching the light before it finally surrendered to gravity, falling into the basin below with a soft, barely there plink. In that moment, she understood. This was life, each drop a precious second, each moment fleeting and beautiful. The kitchen, warm and bright, wrapped around her like a soft quilt, a sanctuary made from the mundane. She lost herself in the gentle flow of water, the sense of purpose grounding her every thought. Washing the dishes became an act of love, not just for the objects before her, but also for herself. She began to notice the tension in her shoulders ebbing away, like leaves carried on the breeze, surrendering to the pull of gravity. When she reached for the last pot, a heavy cast iron vessel used for hearty soups, she felt its weight, both a physical burden and a reminder of the nourishments shared. The soapy water held reflections of her, distorted and softened, much like the way she often viewed her own life, filled with judgment and comparison. Yet, when she softened her gaze, she could see beauty beneath the surface imperfections. With each moment spent at the sink, she began to unravel her own thoughts, noticing how they intertwine with the act of dishwashing. The way she imposed rigid expectations upon herself, the need to hurry, the desire for everything to be perfect. They were but reflections, much like the water she held in her hands, fluid, ever-changing, and treasuring both the passiveness of flow and the assertiveness of holding. As she finished rinsing the last dish, she felt a deep contentment wash over her. The kitchen gleamed, each dish a testament to her presence, a celebration of time well spent. Stepping back, she admired her work, her heart swelling with a quiet pride. One cultivated not from the act itself, but from the journey to presence, the mindfulness that arose from the simplest of tasks. As the last remnants of bubbles slipped down the drain, she took a moment to breathe, inhaling deeply, savoring the memory of the warmth of water and the softness of the sponge against her skin. She wiped her hands clean on a fresh dishcloth, sinking into a moment marked by that gentle awareness, the understanding that each task could be transformed into a moment of mindfulness and peace, if only she allowed it. In this ordinary act of washing dishes, she discovered the extraordinary. Here, within the simple embrace of water and soap, she found a path to quietude nestled between the echoes of stillness and the vibrancy of being. As you carry this moment with you, remember that the promise of presence is always awaiting you, shimmering like a single drop of water, beautiful and clear, alive in the now. Let this awareness flow through the day ahead, reminding you to return to the rhythms of life, embracing each moment with the tenderness of a soothing breath.